Now we're cooking. Two people.
Move on up. Let's go ahead. Let's send Trick forward. See if you can just kind of be annoying. Get in the mix here. Find some of those kills. And look at the kill feed. Looks like he's been able to open it on up at Believe.
Yeah, certainly getting there in the end. Felt like he was trapped between about 3 teams at one point. So he's doing incredibly well. Top one. Quake can hunker down into the bottom of Turbine. This isn't a loadout weaponry, so they're in a bit of a regain situation. Speaking of which, 5th kill. If he came out of the water right now, it's fair to say he'd be pretty pruned. He's been in there for a hell of a long time. Scummins led down on his belly, and Prodigy, well, he's going to get flamed by reflames. But FIFA Kill's going to actually cover over somehow, get the knock from that distance, and gets a kill as well. So FIFA Kill, actually a shock on land, essentially.
More importantly, Reflame just 1v2'd both of them on that loadout. He's able to fly on in, and that is lucky if you are FIFA Kill for him to be able to get that. But that's not the only play. His action is brewing down here at the living quarters. BBJ out of green. They're trying to find some of those kills, and while that's happening, I'm looking at that kill feed. AG Global, white, look like 11th team leaving this lobby. Still on here on the outside of school. JDG continuing to try and find these kills against KFB. You hit the buy station, you get the teammates back on in. You're diving in and on out. You almost make it happen. But KFB, Kizzy and Fools, they'll line up. They finally bring down Melvin. You gotta come on back here to Harbor. You gotta hit the buy. Good luck trying to get into zones.
Is the Razor their meta?
Let's jig one shot and Snappy says, don't worry brother, I'll finish that off for you. Ensure that your back is protected. You're marching with the gas, relatively uncontested. The Hardstock roster, very much so, living by their name, struggling so far through this afternoon. And Toph, desperately trying to swim to some sort of safety, does have the stim, but it's not exactly playing to any sort of comfort. Scopes is going to clear out Juju. That means that Toph has at least one less player to really contend with, but I think his plan right now is just to stay up, try and let his boys respawn in elsewhere. Bubble lands hard, splash landing. This team lacking kills. Bubble typically their anchor, so just 2 on him isn't necessarily alarm bells, but the fact that Juju's out right now and Flank's also diving into the water suggests to me they've been playing for a while.
Yeah, for fun. I think you're probably in that area where you say, hey, we might not have an opportunity to get any more kills this map. Let's just try and ride the lightning, get to top 5. That's really what we need. Back for Berserker Clan. We come on in, and well, we saw Reflame potentially 1v2 AG Global. He's got 10 to his name, control, giving them the game that they needed. But elsewhere, BRS, it was a lackluster first game on Rebirth, but here in game number 4, they're continuing to light it on up. Ryda himself, he's good with 9 to his name, riding this one on out. It's not enough for them just to be top of our squads here after Lobby A. They are doing their best. They'd say, we need an org. We're here to show you why.
Yeah, and this is reps, of course, for later on in the tournament, of which they are incredibly comfortable to make it on through to.
Okay, mic test 1 2. Check out these levels here real quick. Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Regain inside of prison. Will be plenty of loot available, of course. PA is going to ripple over the top. Just force everybody inside. Panda, Delu, Delpita. They're going to be rotating up from Harbor, making the mountain climb that is all of the ledges and bits and pieces. The problem is if any roster is looking over you, you're in big trouble. And Delpita, well, he throws a shoulder, spots 3 pushing down. Fools and Co are here, making light work. There will be a trade on top, but it is, and B-Mark finishes the deal. Lays claim to yet more. Another roster out of here, 9 left. KFB putting in great work to continue to surge up that leaderboard.
I guess this is a bit of an open tournament. Like you had to qualify in Atlanta. I'm not sure if it's the Open was a LAN or what. There's not like there's a bunch of pros in here, but not like big name pros. FIFA kills in this. Scummin. Scopes. There's some insane players for sure. But a lot of these guys, I don't know, never heard of.
How do we get from where we are into the zone? How do we manage to stay alive?
Pretty much everybody forced inside a prison. 4 Fun have stayed alive. 4 now.
I don't even know the scoring either. I'm not sure like
On the outskirts, looking in a little
how skewed it is towards wins versus kills. Look at this, everyone's just waiting.
All of your experience, incredible timing. I think it's Berserker actually looking out the window towards you. We know how much they've already lit up this.
Yeah, this guy's using Kogot, so there's a mix of SMGs, which is cool. It's not like this is just preference on that, but everyone's using the MK78, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nice, solid little moment where, as for fun, you go, hey, we have to take our time to get into zone here.
I don't know. I gotta find the rules because I don't see anyone grappling. I got a feeling there's no grapples allowed.
So you might have an opportunity to maybe
Could be wrong about that. I haven't seen anyone grapple yet though.
Still available to you if you have the cash that's there on the inside of prison though. JDG, Slappy with 9.
Oh, it's gonna be chaos when they come out.
Basically not play our 5th game and they're making it onwards. But yet again, it's about getting the reps. It's about playing as a team. Figure out how you want to move through this.
Well, that's so disciplined right there.
So it's going to be just flank for the 4 Fun roster. You need to get into that top 5.
Gonna make a gas play here, try and get to this zone early. It's out in the open. It's a wall here that provides you headies. Melvin's gonna arrive just in time.
Oh, insane.
Already on the tree line. And Bob's gonna send JDG out of here, but you've not laid claim to all of this land.
These guys are very comfortable in the gas too. Look at Orange, just sitting there.
Flanks to life though, on top of prison, trying to get in through the back of Intex, who has the height.
It looked like Bubble, he was able to hit the buy station, get flanked back on in it.
Oh.
He is still alive. I said they just needed to hold on until that top 5. He tries to do it, but Intex for the top. He's going to be able to finally.
Oh, they're already there.
Bring them on out. 4 teams remaining.
It's gonna go into 1v3.
Have a huge game. They are here.
Oh, they were already there, man.
Get to that top 5.
Yeah, they're.
Trick is straight up full pushing them. Can KFB manage to punish you? It looks like they are, but Nate Dogg.
There must be a delay on this commentary.
They're gonna look on over it. It's a top 3 scenario. Are you gonna be able to get this res off? It looks like you are. Both teams resing against each other. Izund from Berserker Clan, another team that need to have a good game. He was on 10. We saw Reflames on 10 earlier. They've made it into the 1.4 as well. All 3 teams who needed to have great games are here. Izund out of prison. He's going to be able to find Tekka. Stim is there. He's in the zone. He's going to be able to reset.
Oh, don't run in there.
Mark 78 pulls it on up. Starts backing down KFB.
That's insane right there.
My God, has he done it? Eisen just waiting for Skizzy and Cole to step out.
Oh,
Forward with Nate Dogg, trick it initially. Third party kind of
he's still alive.
You get caught rushing forward, Trick. Finds Skizzy in
This
the
Eisen dude is nuts.
but it's godlike in the perfect spot until Eisen
No way.
It's just a 3-person trade that goes all the way on through. Suddenly, Izund has played this beautifully. He brought it into a 1v1v1. Swings on out, finds Fools. It's a 1v1.
Oh, he's stemmed. He's dead. Nice. Oh, that Eisen guy. He almost did it though. That's crazy.
Here in Atlanta, Nate Dogg finally ends it there, but oh my God, Izund almost does the impossible.
Tell you what a play from him. Felt like he had no right to even be.
Yeah, the grapples must be banned in this. I don't know what's going on.
That the other 2 teams engage one another. I'll try and mop up from the back. Step to hell with it. You know what? I'll pop a stem. I'll push forward, see what I can get. Picks off Intex on that wall. He's probably thinking he had the game controlled from there, much like that previous drop. Instead, you end up with
This right here, Trix, he just goes in. Like, dude, you gotta know there's a team there already, but he probably didn't think there was 3 people stacked up.
Position. Falls and Skizzy here on top of red. They're in big trouble. Just have to keep backing down. The one thing they have, zone pulls in their direction, but really don't have the height. Nate Dogg's going to try and pick Trick back up. Bulls is trying to scoop Skizzy. B-Mark doesn't know where he wants to look. But that guy top right, all the way up there in the distance, Tyson, he's the guy who has everything to say in the incoming fight.
That's a gas goblin right there. That's K-Dubs. Look at him.
The best individual performances in an endgame we've seen this
That
year.
guy was clueless. He was behind him.
To play out of prison, finds Tekka there, and it's like he does exactly what we beg so many people to do in this situation. It's let the other two teams fight. He hears these shots going on. He goes, nobody's firing at me. I got wide open scenario. Let me go ahead. Let's drop on down. KFB. They're so worried about Godlike. They're probably coming. It's a solo and a duo.
Oh, he just wall banged him, or through the window. Oh, that was crazy.
And he just basically finds Kizzy, and just like that, it's
Too bad he couldn't complete it right here.
Nate Dogg here. It's probably those couple of shots that lets him know he's gonna have the info, gives him the ability just to kind of guns up. And this is where maybe a little bit of
He was probably out of everything, stims and all that stuff. Yeah, that was a good game.
From Nate Dogg to secure it. Godlike. Second win, right?
Yeah, it certainly is. They've looked great all the way through this afternoon. Again, a lot of pressure on this roster. We talked about it. Trick.
All right, let me see if I can find the rules for this. I'm just curious.
A lot of people maybe eyeing him up as a fragger to scoop into their team. Obviously, Nate Dogg and Intex want to keep him. There was a whole conversation about whether Nate and Trick were going to try and drop Intex. Intex says, look, lads, give me one land. Let me prove myself. And has come out firing inside lobby A. So great stuff out of them. And yeah, I think you're right about that.
Points are awarded based on placement.
Before he's closed the deal, but beautiful work. I think you're right. A fantastic end game performance. Nate Dogg just about gets it over the line.
And then you get a multiplier for your kills based on your placement. So
Okay, what was wrong with Avon's Aloe earlier on? How do we make it better in map 5 and remind everyone who we are?
That's a great point. We're going back to Havens in this next map.
let's see what's prohibited items.
As Godlike will continue.
They still don't have the game rules.
I think the one thing that we have to talk about that's going to be really fantastic, it's those other two teams that were there, right? KFB was a squad that we were trying to keep our eyes on. Berserker, they were also a team that we needed to keep our eyes on, see how they did on points. Both did very, very good.
All they got is like the prize money posted.
So Taylor, I mean, this is going to be a wild leaderboard.
It is. Well, first and foremost,
I don't know,
take a
man.
peek at it. You guys have no idea what's in store, but we can make an educated guess. Berserker elevates themselves up. Coming into this game number 4, right, with one more game remaining, the story was on AG Global, who was in 10th. You had Berserker, who was in 9th, and then KFB, who was in 8th, all right? And we're focused on top 8 naturally because that's who moves on to the next stage after Group B plays. AG drops very early. They are now in desperation mode. I believe they need 20-plus points even to catch up to top 8, and that's not counting.
It has like event rules. What's the actual rules for the...
Berserker goes absolutely nuts. Eisen puts up one of the best showings we have seen yet. Boys, you casted that incredibly well. You were losing.
Let me
your
try
wins.
restrictions.
That's more windy, as you said. If they weren't, Eisen would have won that and would have been spectacular. The point is, the job is done. I believe they break into top 5 unofficially. But now, the story once again goes back to AG, who needs a miracle run. KFB, who was just skating by in top 8, might have just dropped down a little bit, right? Now it's a focus on Leviathan for fun. And let's throw Lotus 8 in there as well. So you've got 5 teams in contention for the 8th place spot, but that's pretty much all that's up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, which is really all you have to focus on, right? For some of these teams, it's really just about, obviously you want to do well. You want to feel confident in your abilities. But if, hey, through this first lobby, if all you can focus on is getting
Another
top 8,
Kogot.
that's what matters. And that's where you just need to put
With
your
this
focus.
scope, too.
This game, man, I mean, this is where I feel like sometimes in Warzone, we get to these spots where the pressure, you can literally feel it in the game.
Come on, man. You gotta show me the rules for this. How do I find them? Damn rules, bro. ChatGPT can't find the rules. Should be linked in the freaking description of this, but it's not.
Yeah, it's a weird one because they've played Stronghold both times and lost that drop, and they've actually done a better job online against teams that you
Let's
would
pull up the
consider
chat. Maybe that'll help.
They also have an alternate drop in bioweapons, and it's a case of them going, okay, well, 2 teams are starting to scrap over there. We don't really be involved in the whole 4-4.
I don't even see the chat, man.
Third party that. So we're going to reinvest again in Stronghold. Feels like they didn't really learn their lesson. Again, just kind of overstaying staying into engagements, a little bit of a split push onto the PBJ roster, and they snap that up. They look very different today, in fact. I know the whole Leviathan conversations there to be had, but if flowers were their due, PBJ were great.
Get to our top three. Enigma, it's Eisen tearing up the competition.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he's absolutely Paul Bell on here. This was incredible stuff. Reminding us who he is a little bit. This guy has stood on big stages, but this roster now, if they don't qualify through this week, they're out of here. That's their season.
Official ranked play resurgence settings.
Perform at the top level. Let me remind you, 2026.
42 points for Berserker Clan. Godlike also doing exactly what they needed. They haven't slowed down. But let's go down the list. Who else stands out, Dandra?
I mean, I'm also looking at PBJ, Praise Javel and Believe, 21 and a 1.4. That's a solid 29.4 game. BRS, even though they go out in only the 1.2 multiplier, they still have 19 kills. It's still 22 that's there. And that's the exact type of game you kind of need from some of these teams. If you're going to go down to the 1.2, have some kills to match it up. You can see JD Gaming still doing that same thing as well.
Black Ops 7 only.
Looking at 11th through 14th, our 1X. These are
Available tacticals, concussion, smoke, psych, decoy, stim shot, and heartbeat sensor. So there's no grapples because it's ranked mode. I didn't even know that. I didn't even play ranked, so I didn't even know that. Lethals are frag, sticky, C4, Molotov, and combat axe. All perks are allowed except for alertness and tracker. Interesting, no tracker.
But speaking of trouble, for fun as well, they walk away with 9.6 despite a top 6 performance.
Yeah, it's just not getting off to a very good start in the drop there. They're going to land, they're going to lose a lot of that content.
That's pretty simple though.
And then it's basically a case of, all right, we've managed to get to the later stage.
Wonder why there's no grapples.
We see them late on trying to play in through courtyard, rotate around the outside of the prison, and even still, they don't really make it. It looked like great teamwork, in the moment, but Godlike were covering over the top, found a couple of kills, and left them with nothing for the end game.
I mean, dude, look at this overall, though, as we get ready to head on into our last game of the day. Obviously, BRS sitting very good, but I'm just going to immediately go down to 8th place there. Leviathan with 62.4. For fun, only just 2.2 points above them in 7th. I'm very curious, what's the difference?
I wonder if that's the Braxton that plays with Birdman.
Down below, it's like 10 or 20 points, man.
Yeah, well, KFB, the only realistic shot at the moment who doesn't have to throw a Hail Mary like AG Global, they just need about 4 points to clear top 8. That's going to be where Leviathan is currently at. So KFB, very realistic. AG Global, again, that is going to be your miracle run. Everybody else, I just don't see in the running.
Well, I think the problem is for a lot of these lower teams is the teams towards the bottom half of our qualified rosters here, your 5th through 8th. Berserker Clan, of course, they look great on Rebirth, but for Lotus 8, for fun, Leviathan, they look best on Hallows Haven. That's where we're going back to right now. So you'd expect all of those teams to find a hard chunk of points. AG Global already need to find 21 plus to even tie up. It's going to need to be
I notice all these people using MK78 too. They don't have any suppressor on it. At least most of the ones I've noticed. What up, Texas? How you doing, brother?
Still leading that way. That man is still delivering, proving to everybody that he belongs to be in those STF ranks.
Damn, 37 kills in 3 games. In a tournament? That's pretty insane.
I'm looking at this. I mean, I feel like Reflames was on that list already, but he's kind of made his
I feel like I've seen Millsy too.
Praise kind of elevates himself. Ryda also now making his way up that leaderboard. So I don't know so much as new.
But half these people, I don't know who they are.
I think some more of the people who maybe started that were kind of down towards 8th and 10th.
What up, Super 6? How you doing, brother?
Definitely kind of finding their footing and bringing themselves up.
I think I'm really glad to see Praise on here. Now, he's been trying to convince me for a while that this guy belonged in the.
It's good, man. Yeah, I'm just trying something new. I saw this was playing. I thought I would watch it, try to get my learn on. Been playing more Rebirth. The damn playlist didn't update again for solos. So, man, I might just be playing more Rebirth or something. I don't know. Playlists are so messed up right now. It's crazy. It's weird too. Every time I look at Warzone.gg, you know, loadout, and then the other one, the COD Community, the top loadouts have been, there's like a discrepancy what people say are the best guns. So watch these guys play, see what they're using. No doubt MK78. But the SMGs, like, I think I've seen 3 different SMGs, which is pretty crazy. Usually they're all going to use the same exact one. But some guys using the Kogat, some are using the Razor, which I didn't even know was still good. And I think I've seen a guy using the Dravik, man, which is pretty wild. People using different guns like that. It's good though.
Leviathan come out ahead without question for me.
Well, if it is AG, then I mean, obviously they're on the chopping block. And this is a big roster, a lot of fans out there, big fan base as a whole, who have been struggling right throughout the entirety of the qualifiers. Birmingham, they've tried everything they possibly can, and they have been getting dominated. Changing up a landing spot too risky in Game 5, it's not working. They've got to do something.
I don't know it's a landing spot issue. That's the problem.
It's a team issue.
I think it's just a little bit of a team issue. They have multiple landing spots. They're landing Bard. They're landing Mini over by Research, and they haven't been able to figure out either of those. Those are two very good POIs that you can sort of kind of play out of, right? No matter where the zone is starting to pull. So the only sort of rabbit out of the hat they might be able to pull a Twisted Minds, go Mansion. You know there's probably at least one team there. You can start to farm. If you need to flex on over to Pond, you can. If you want to try and look down towards Tin and maybe then kind of hit Research late, you could. The only problem is like when you change a drop spot like that, you might not have the information of what teams are in that area, who are you going to encounter on that rotation, things like that.
FIFA traditionally has been the anchor. Is he still acting as the anchor, and is Prodigy and Scumman just not picking up the kills where FIFA is holding his ground?
Yeah, in my opinion, this is a Prodigy Scum issue, and it's been a problem all the way through this stage, essentially. And I feel for them because what a penny I'd give for the thoughts of these boys right now, because they, there's been a lot of talk about maybe replacing Prodigy on this roster. You come into a tournament like this with that hanging over your head. Some players will feel that and come out swinging. It feels very much so like instead they might be crumbling.
Well, they might be crumbling or they might be thriving. There's only one more map to find out. Map number 5, back to Haven's Hollow. Let's see what our top 8 will be.
Whew, all right, let's get it started, boys. One last map to end Group A before we get Group B hot in the seats. Would love to be able to see some of these teams. We are begging to have a good map, be able to come out, fire on all cylinders here back on Haven's Hollow, and really impress us. I agree with you, Enigma, that Leviathan, obviously, through those first 2 maps,
So on Warzone stats.gg right now, the DS for Resurgence, it says DS20 #1 absolute meta, Kogot #1 absolute meta, MK78 second, VST second. All right, and none of these guys are using the DS20. And then COD Community meta, right? They're saying MK78 absolute meta, Kogot 7 absolute. Then the Carbon 57. It's like all over the place, which is good, I guess, for close range, but long range, nothing but MK78. But all these MK78 builds, these aren't what these guys are using. None of them are using suppressor, which is kind of crazy because they're playing competitive. I mean, they're all on the mini map, which is pretty wild to me, anyway. You know what? Community doesn't let you filter for rebirth, though. Interesting, man. What up, Demon? This is DreamHack Atlanta. It's Call of Duty Resurgence tournament on LAN. 2-day tournament. So they're like trying to qualify for the final group for tomorrow. Oh, these guys are creeping, man. Oh, he tried to come in the back door? I don't know if there's any keyboard and mouse players here. I don't recognize any names for that. Oh, yeah, go for the axe? That's insane. Scummin'. Insane aim. Oh, nice. That FIFA kill is sitting out there anchoring. This is really intense with no loadout. Oh. Oh. How did he get behind him without him hearing nothing? Even these pros get bad audio probably. There's iZoomed out there solo. Does anyone even have their loadout yet? There's someone. Oh, that guy has a scope. Kogot with the glass. Most people are using this Kogot build right here. A little bit surprising that these controller guys mostly are using the optic. Look at that stack. Oh, just can't do it. There is a delay with the commentary on this, which I have muted. I'll pull it up a little. It's like 5-second delay. It's weird. It ruined the end of the game last time. They need to fix this spectating too. Like I don't see the rebirth counter for the players. Like what are we doing, guys? They should be showing the counter. Like that's a huge part of the game, man. Am I just not seeing it? Yeah, there's no. They should be having the time. It just says redeploy. It doesn't show the amount of seconds left. That's bad spectating, man. Get your act together, guys. Ah. What up, Azen?
Still alive in this and actually have control over the mill with a buy station. Yes. Not much money in the pocket, but certainly the opportunity to stabilize at least. Bubba will have a Voyak to play with, so that's at least something godlike out of here. PPJ laying.
Does that guy have a most wanted?
Send another team out of this. Tough and Co. Likely the end of your afternoon. Cheers for showing up in Atlanta, gentlemen. And you still have complete.
He does. That's crazy. Havoc in Warzone, yeah. It's kind of a mix of like pro players, and I guess it was an open event to get in here in Atlanta, so like people that I don't really know who they are. Probably some multiplayer people. It's not like a huge, it's like 30,000 to first. It's not like a huge tournament. But it's all on LAN. Pretty cool. I'm starting to wonder if that Dravik I saw was a ground loot, but I swear it was a loadout that I saw a guy using the Dravik earlier. Whoa. Yeah, stack this guy on the stairs. Oh!
Here's all these gunshots happening. They know there's got to be a team over here. Only 2 more squads need to drop.
Azen, I'm talking about when you're the resurgence timer for individual players, you know, it's not showing, right? Yeah, there's no, well, I know it's closed now, but earlier it wasn't. I didn't see them timer. I don't think they fixed the audio, man. It's definitely desync bad. Is that his optic? That's crazy, dude. You're gonna use that in a tournament? That's insane, bro. Oh. 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 Warzone hasn't been good. It's a shame because the playlist is like the big problem. To me, anyway. Got no plates, no loadout. They got a cluster though. They should be able to do it. Put that airstrike on that roof and run. Oh no. They're on that top of research. We saw them in the kill feed, and For Fun is wiped in 6th. They will not get the 1.4 multiplier. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the top 5. Game number 5. Rhino will get dropped. BRS wiped. Berserker Clan continuing to move on God, he's in the gas so long. That's crazy.
They have to win this if they want even a hell of a chance. ZFLS fighting Eisenhower towards security. It's actually going to be PBJ and Berserker rotating
Oh.
from research. PBJ likely in your best position, but actually Reflame might find a route in through the back. Surprise effort.
Dude, FIFA's team could do this.
He's done, but Reflame's about to arrive. Potentially spoil the party. No, J Bella gets the
Oh, maybe not. It's got a 1v2.
to close it out. You need this if you're AHE. Backs against the wall. Praise swings wide. Finds Prodigy. It's just FIFA kill. Legacy on the line. It's a 1v1.
Oh, that MK is too slow. You see how long it took him to ADS in there? Maybe if he had the DS20, he wins right there, dude.
Not able to happen.
I don't know.
Get a little couple extra love taps right there at the end on the FIFA kill. EBJ win number 5.
Fortune's Keep, I don't know, man. They're not saying nothing about that. Remember they said it was coming out?
Think about them
They haven't said nothing about it.
making it into our LAN finals. No, for certain. I think make it through this lobby. PBJ would have been towards the bottom end. We'd have thought they'd have been one of the teams.
Did they die with airstrikes? It showed on the HUD they had airstrikes.
But a dominant showing on
I never saw them come out.
comfortable for AG Global. Unfortunately, we can't say the same. Now, of course, not official, but I think considering the number of kills that we saw there, it's incredibly unlikely. Unless Scummin and Prod went nuclear and we just didn't see. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. So, unfortunately, despite your efforts here in the last stand, and it is great work, but it's just too little too late. You're playing through this no man's land. You haven't kept an eye on Cole for long enough. Scummin's pinned against the wall. You've been so worried about the play.
Oh, they did use airstrikes. Okay.
He comes in a little late to get impact, sure, but I feel like could have backed PBJ down earlier with that and given yourself a route to control the rest of the map. No, listen, man, you're the best at breaking it down, and I agree with you. Okay.
They were ineffective though. Didn't even fall on anyone.
Too late. I love the ideas. I love their playing. I mean, they stood over here forever, but even just from the very beginning.
Well, I'm not learning much from this because I was hoping. I hate the MK78. I hate using it. Not a fan of it being the meta, especially on big map. But everyone's using it, man.
It's just praise right here. It's just FIFA kills 9. Like, to me, FIFA needs to be a little bit wider there. Watch that swing because they can easily take down praise and say, all right, it's just a 2v1 against Javella. All we have to do is just play trades. And it's just FIFA kill. He's just stuck on the low ground and no opportunity. He saw a couple little extra love taps come in there at the end. AG Global, they tried their best, but praise, Javella, believe, EBJ, they're going to take the win.
Interesante.
And again, a reminder a little bit of why they belong here. Yeah. It's like every scrim we've seen they've been towards the bottom end of the board. Every single opportunity that they've had, they've not really taken.
It's tough too to watch this too because they banned the grapples. You know, it's like completely different game with grapples, dude. Like I'm not even sure why they ban it in ranked. Imagine the plays these guys could make with grapples.
Really got to watch out for this year. I've kind of dismissed that for a while. All of a sudden, I'm going, all right, you're showing me a couple of things that are perking my ears. So this is great out of him. This is exactly what you want to see. Of course, nice and loose towards the end of this day. They knew they were through well before this and closing out that map 5. A statement moment. Young gun on land. That's what you like to see. Team having a little bit of confidence here. Ending, of course, lobby A very comfortably. Love being able to see what they have that's there. Taylor, fantastic game number 5. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait to see what this leaderboard is going to look like.
You know, it's going to be a wild one, isn't it? I mean, coming into it, we had, what, 3 14s we were looking at. You know, you had starting in 10th place AG, then KFB, Leviathan, and then For Fun. All of those teams were knocking on the door of elimination, right? The battle was for that 8th place spot realistically because everybody else was kind of already too far.
What up, Meta Knight Mike?
Forward to the finals, and really this was just a bonus game to get additional.
Thanks for tapping in, saying hi. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Coming into it, AG has this massive battle like they typically do. They've got 2 teams that end up landing on them, and one of them was Godlike, who ended up having an incredible and a wonderful finish.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, Godlike have. I will be honest with you, coming into this event.
This might be a long break between games.
The issues that they faced internally. Again, a reminder that Intex realistically was expected to be dropped from this roster.
I think there's 2 groups, right? Let me go look quick.
Come out and had a great performance, but across the board, I think all
Looks like they're sharing PCs, so that might be longer because they got to switch up.
this weekend, but it'd be interesting conversations if they continue like this. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the fact that they come on in here, they play well, they win 2 games, like these are the type of things that you like to see for, like you said, a team that's coming in with some questions. Say, hey, we got the chem on lock there in lobby 1. before you got to play later in the finals. So if you maybe do some research, prep a little bit there, figure out what you can be able to make on happen. Godlike looking very good.
At one point, we were asking Berserker Clan, would they do enough to even qualify top 8? Well, that last game comfortably put them in the running, and this game was honestly really good for them too. I think they're going to finish very comfortably.
In ranked mode, is there perks on the ground? Because the perks are also game breaking too.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, look, JD Gaming, realistically, they're a team that, and we saw a real purple patch from them online, right? They're actually winning screen lobbies. They included Falcons, Twisted Minds, and so on. They've been great throughout periods. Their ceiling is there. Sometimes their floor can really be there.
Everyone's using the Kogat with the optic, so how come on these sites that show the meta loadouts, none of them ever have the optic on there, dude? None of the builds. But everyone's using it. I'm just clueless. Oh, that was a Dravik right there. I think, unless the blueprint makes it look like a Dravik and it's a Razor.
The top 2 here anyways, but was it a little bit too late? I think so. Of course, we'll wait for the official tally with the scoreboard, but Team Believe did a great job getting first place here. Berserker as well, solidifying what they have. And for fun, by the way, big note on them, another roster that we were keeping our eyes out on. Coming into this game, they were in 7th place. Relatively lower scoring game, 19.2. KFB right behind them, 14.4. These were 2 teams that are running for top 8.
Yeah, I mean, if you were for fun after that lackluster Rebirth game, you had to have just a solid last Haven Hollow game, and they're feeling very comfortable on this map. But just in that game, I don't know what happens. There's just a little bit too much aggression. You get flip-flopped, and it's only 9.6 points that's there. And I love that you bring up teams like Leviathan.
It's a little bit of a test, man, today too, to see. So I applied to the partner for this, you know, to be able to rebroadcast this. But it's just an email form. They just said you're approved immediately. So I'm kind of curious what's going to happen because I know some of this music playing in the background is copyrighted. So I don't know how that works. I'm pretty sure it's going to get flagged. And I'll just delete it. Hopefully, it's, you know, I can avoid getting a strike for it. But it's a little bit of a test in that too.
They are now going to wait very nervously for this final leaderboard to find out if they are making that cut through. And let's say you're a team that we're talking about in Birmingham, they got through to LAN Finals. If they'd have placed in the same position here in Atlanta, there's a chance they make EWC. So what a disappointing performance it would be if they then fall out now.
Definitely would be, it would be heartbreaking given how much we've hyped them up throughout the qualifiers. But after all, it's up to them to decide if they want to be top 8 or not. You know, it was 5 games, quick 5 games for some, especially if you're in the regain blender. It's hard to regain going from game to game to game as they did. 5 games, man, it is hard to regain, period. Blink and you'll miss it.
I feel like we just started like an hour ago, it feels like, you know, and it's like already, you know, like, and I think that's the reality. If you are one of these Lobby B teams who is sitting in the stands, I saw a couple people watching Lobby A, you have to realize, like, once you're in, it's going to go quick.
Right.
And you're not going to have a chance, like, hopefully your mental fortitude is on lock, because if you go down, that mental gets chalked early, it's going to be really tough to try and reset it.
I just want to say, by the way, a side note, aside from the games, DreamHack has been absolutely wonderful. We're here in person, and the crowd has been electric, really. We've been having them pop by, checking them out, the games, screaming, supporting. But now they get a chance to do it again, because here's our Group A final leaderboard, and for fun, will skate by, along with Lotus 8 in 8th and 7th place.
Yeah, we talk about Destiny out of your own hands. You can now breathe a sigh of relief, gentlemen, because you just about get over that line. Lotus 8, 4th on towards the bottom. Honestly, wouldn't have predicted that coming into today. BRS towards the top, sure, we all saw that coming, but Team Believe and Berserker Clan really upsetting the odds there in 3rd and 4th for me. Incredible performance from them. If they can continue that momentum in through to the evening session, they're teams that can definitely make it Sunday now.
Well, one team that is missing, however, we had a lot of questions. AG Global, they do not break into top 8. We knew, though, coming into the final game, they were going to have to pull off a miracle run. 2nd place was good, but the kills simply weren't. And for KFB, top 8 for the longest time, Dandro, but they fall short in the end.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of one of those situations. We said it, you can't have a bad game, and for KFB, it was just a little bit just right behind for fun, right? A couple more kills. This is what I say all the time, right? When we have these 5-game series, and you're looking at how close it is, it's literally the difference of 1 or 2 kills over 5 games. Or you get an additional multiplier. Exactly. I think if you're for fun, for example, you started off so great. You had those just absolute stinker games. Sure. You have to go back and figure it out, because I'm looking at that Rebirth where you're getting just in a blender at Turbine. That happens too often for them. You cannot let that happen. You have to figure out maybe a little bit of a different strategy how you can hold the line.
So, Enigma, now looking at our top 8 teams, we'll be seeing them later on today. They've got 6 maps to try and qualify for EWC. What's the next step for them? Obviously, Dandra pointed out for some, it's back to the drawing board, figure some things out. For others, though, who have been dominating, maybe
which team you are. It doesn't matter if you're at the top. There's going to be things that you can fix, things you can prove on to march on through. Like BRS, yeah, you've had a great afternoon. Your rebirth wasn't as good. So go back and find out exactly why. If you are the teams towards the bottom forefront, I love that you bring it up. They're going to get that contest that they've so often lost at Turbine. I wonder though if you end up with a lobby that's not got anybody in it that's going to fight you there, because if AG's Global now out of the picture, they might be able to build themselves back into things a little better. But even still, when you think about Havens, they've been playing out of bold again and landed up uninvited. We know they will be in that later lobby, so they've got to go, okay, how do we counter this situation?
That's right. Good news is, though, this was only Group A, and we still have Group B to come. And for Group A, they're done now. So for those top 8 teams, sit back, relax, regain, but more importantly, research, because Group B is about to play, and Group A is going to be able to do some VOD review, which is absolutely wonderful. Incredible job coming out from the top 8 teams. For those that fell a bit short, maybe a secondary chance. As far as I know, Berserker was the only one who was at risk of not being able to qualify for EWC period. Their chances are still alive. For the others, though, who didn't qualify, AG including Dandro, they still have a chance with the online qualifiers.
Yep, you still have some online qualifiers for North America and EU. So like you mentioned, for a couple of those rosters, if you didn't manage to make it happen here in Atlanta, you still have one more shot. And we talked about it even here. You're going to be missing a lot of the top teams from the region. We're qualifying a lot through Birmingham. We were going to qualify a lot here this weekend in Atlanta. There's a really strong opportunity for some of those mid-pack teams to still make it to the Esports World Cup.
Absolutely. Any big surprises? Obviously, teams, we've talked about that, but watching the players play on LAN, did you see a little bit of extra energy, extra trash talk? Did the LAN experience disappoint?
I think definitely not disappointing. No, it's absolutely wonderful to be here. Let's make that straight. I think I'm very surprised by just how comfortable BRS looked out here. Fantastic online, but we've talked about it. That doesn't necessarily translate. Come out, put up a huge game one. They were looking comfy from there on out. And if I'm one of those teams waiting in Sunday's finals, or one of the teams in Group B, I'm kind of looking over and going, hang on a minute, I don't want to be fighting these guys. I'm going nowhere near them.
Wait, we got packs, though, all day long, and you have a chance to get kitted up out there in the game. Of course, we've already looked, I think, at 3 of them, still deciding on which one I truly want. This is one of those in the running. You want that because, of course, you want the turret. I know, you're a dirty turret player.
I am, man. All the way back since NW2, baby. We pop down a sentry gun. You can farm noobs with it, man, and now you can do it in style.
That's right. Helping hands, finishing move. That's what I'm about to do to you if you throw a turret down on the ground to me. I'm just saying, Haptic Rain Mastercraft, pick it up. It's available now. Tracer packs, we keep it going. We've got plenty more as well for you all out there to end up grabbing. Like I said, I got plenty of COD points, still deciding on which one I want. If you want to also support your Call of Duty teams, you have that ability as well. You've got the 2026 League pack. Wonderful. This was actually being used yesterday. We had a chance, all of us, to cast a little bit of the CDLC and D-String, which was wonderful. Watching the home and away operator skins. You know, you got to love the supports. I mean, it never ends.
I'm a big fan of the league packs where they bring out like the I'm beaming cards, the hard carry, but also the nice try sprays. They do a great job of just kind of a lot of these like kind of like things that you would say in game and kind of and maybe rile up your opponents a little bit.
That's right. Ninja Diffused available now. We like our Ninja Diffusers, and it's all black. So I mean, you want to talk about stealthy? It's definitely stealthy.
This is a Rose 2.0 we're about to have. Maybe this could be a new skin to rock in Warzone. Sorry if I just unleashed that on the community. My apologies. But that's why I'm going to pick up this one, maybe, because I like being stealthy a little bit, you know?
Stealthy, man. Dandro, it's hard for you to be a little bit stealthy. I'd say that. But at least in-game, though, Ninja Diffuse, you have that ability to do so. I'm picking up one of them. Which one's it going to be? We'll find out. A great day so far. Plenty more to come, obviously. Group B is about to come up, and I think it's time to get a little sneak peek as to who we could be expecting and who we are expecting to go all the way. Let's start it. Start anywhere you want. I'm going to start Vitality. Skullface, of course, because as soon as it's
Skullface is here.
you know I love Skullface. Been supporting
Rational.
from the very beginning. But boys, let's run through it. Nick, we'll start with you.
Really interesting storylines. Kick things off early here. Youngsters back from the grave.
A lot of names I don't know.
Retired for the 19th time.
JTEX in here.
Hopefully FaZe can do something to get themselves over the line. But I think my main conversation here as a European
Prospect.
esports,
That's about it, man. Most of the other people I don't know.
for a roster that was so good last year, gotta step it up now. I think one that I'm really excited to watch play is actually Team. They're actually called Team Blatant, right? And Amis, Delirious, and Cynics. I mean, that team has been kind of shooting well. Right? I was about to say something else. They have been shooting. I want to be very clear. They are shooting. Been really, really good. But also, it's that NIP roster, man. War is getting moved to a coach. We're now bringing in Showstopper as well. I mean, this is so many different just changes happening between Birmingham and now. It's going to be very, very exciting to see how these teams can
for him today. Let's do very well. All right, he's been doing his watch parties, and man, it is hard to see him get disappointed. Swag, I'm sure the boys are going to do just fine. There it is. Group A completely finished. Group B about to come by. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Lock in, load up, and let's make history.
Doggy from above, the shots are firing. Fights coming thick and fast and furious.
Today is about legacy.
Guess what? You thought you were safe? Everyone who's falling into this guy's sights is dying. Twist and bites! They do it to the very end! It was patience all the way through!
It's media day here at World Series of Warzone. I'm Gojo, I'm going to be casting, but today I'm interviewing some folks. In this, though, we're going to be third-partying some players, catching them by surprise. So we're going to run around and see what they're doing and catch them in the act. Let's go. All right, we're about to go third party, the makeup room. I think somebody's getting makeup right now. I see players running into there. Let's just see what happens. Let's just come on. Oh, beautiful timing. We got people all over the place. Gentlemen, you're on camera. Look, we're third partying you in the makeup room. Let's start right here. We've got the wonderful Scummin. It's great to see you in person, by the way.
Everyone,
how you feeling?
good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you liking media day so far?
You know, we just got in here. We're about to take photos, and I'm excited. I mean, I'm ready for tomorrow.
My question for you is this: are you guys winning?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question for you. Are you top fragging?
Yeah.
Okay, another question for you. Are you shooting bodies?
Yeah, I'm getting toxic.
Okay, give me 2 names of people you're shooting bodies today.
Jukies and Destroy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what to say off that, but okay, look forward to seeing me shoot some bodies back then.
Okay, bodies are being shot. All right, let's move over here. Jukies, I got a question for you, Jukes.
Yeah.
Whose body are you shooting?
His, of course, coming, of course, yeah, every time I kill him.
Okay, we got to keep moving. Best player here, worst player here. You are an analyst for World Series of Warzone. This will go everywhere. Who's the best player here and who's the worst player here? You don't even need to tell me why. You just pick.
Best player here, Hisoka. Has to be Hisoka. Guy's absolutely out of this world. Worst player here, goddamn, that is a difficult one. I'm going to say Scummin.
Good answers. All right, I got to run. We got more people to talk to, all right? You do your thing. Good luck with your interviews. You're going to do great. Love you too. I see Hector. Let's go. I got a camera crew, bro. I got to ask you some questions.
What's up, man?
Okay, look, I heard you got an interview with the Falcons earlier.
I did.
How much trash were they talking?
Oh, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you, there wasn't just simple trash talk. These guys are gonna piss off the Warzone community, piss off the EU community, and most importantly, they're gonna piss off the CDL community. So let me tell you, there was a lot of trash talking.
Dude, I've gotta ask you, how many games are we playing day 2?
Oh, man, I'll be honest, it's one or the other. This is not going 5 games, 6 games. This is going, they're finishing it in 4, or this is going 10 games. No in between.
When the Falcons get to match point, I know you want your boys to win, but when they get to match point, what are your words to 21st all the way down to 40th?
Hey, man, we've been saying this for the last 6 months. If y'all are 20th, 21st through 40th, and you're not trying to chalk them in some way, what are we here for? You know what I'm saying? I love them, and we need this to be interesting. Like, people have been scared for the last 6 months. Now's the time.
$1 million on LAN. Hector, have a fun watch party, bro. Much love. All right, I got to go third party some more people. Cheers. Oh, shoot, wait. We got the gentleman. Gentlemen, it's Cloud9 time. Look, okay, I know you guys are doing tech stuff. I got cameras. I got some questions asked really quick. You guys can get set up in a second. Supermodel girlfriend, is she here?
She's really busy right now. She's in Turks and Caicos right now with some like low-tier rapper named Aubrey. But he's got a plane though, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
So it's like, it's fine. She's busy. And like, she has her own life. I got mine. But overall though, we're doing phenomenal.
Dude, I like that. Turks and Caicos sounds like a pastry. Speaking of pastry, my man, Bread, I've got a really important question for you. Are you going to snipe?
I'm glad there's 2 days for this event because I haven't been sniping recently, but at the same time, it's always something I could pull out, so I'm going to have a little out. We'll see.
You, my friend, do sometimes shoot bodies, and you sometimes get a little aggro, which I like, by the way. It makes great content. Who are you going after? I mean, it's Cloud9 versus the world, but is there a specific team that you're like, I'm shooting that body every time?
Yeah, Nate Dogg and Roll and Destroy. That team, it's every time. Every time I see them, it's on site.
Okay, I respect that play. Put them in the dirt, as they say, I guess. We're in the elevator. We're going up to the player lounge. We're going to try to get a couple more interviews here, see what's going on behind the scenes. Oh, shoot. This is a big one. I'm going off script. Almond, my man, you're representing the Falcons. Your story getting here is unbelievable. Did you think you'd be here at this moment playing with this team?
Well, I knew I was going to be in Vegas for Vegas.
Sure.
I didn't think I was going to be playing.
Yeah.
Somehow I ended up playing.
Unfortunately, Crims, we love him. Fantastic player, couldn't make it, and so they called on the energy of the Almond, I suppose. What do you think you're bringing to the table for this team? Kind of what's the strat going into this weekend?
Yeah, I'm just trying to bring that veteran leadership to the team. You know, I've played well on LAN so far. I'm trying to help these guys out, do the best we can.
All right, I'm gonna swap you out, Almond. Dude, it's great to see you always. All right, listen. It is great to have you on LAN, my man. How are you feeling playing in Vegas for the Falcons, but mostly for you? I mean, this is a big moment. Y'all qualify again, and then you pick up Almond. How are you feeling about your team?
I'm feeling great. Picking up our IGL. Almond is the best out there. That's why we picked him up.
You got your competition behind the cameras right now, the other Falcons. Now, I need you to be very clear. You can shout out an individual player. Whose body are you shooting when you kill them?
I mean, it's probably Biffle.
Biffle. Yeah, okay. Number one player in the world. You shoot his body when you kill him. This is perfect. This is how we're going to end it right here. We're in the player lounge, and I'm going to be honest, there's some food up here. It smells really good, so I'm going to have to get some lunch after this. Z-Smith and DJ Moss with me. I need you to talk to me about why you are one of the best teams here, if not the best. I have you top 5. No bias.
I mean, you look at all the scrims and all the tournaments these past few weeks, we've started to mesh and blend really well together. Top 3 in almost every single one. You know, it takes time. We locked our roster right at roster locks, like literally the day of, and we just needed time to build the chemistry, and we've been cooking ever since.
What does this event mean to you, especially with the kind of lead up that you guys have going into this of being one of the best teams here?
Definitely means a lot. Like, we've been working for it for like a long time, so I mean, it is a little bit of pressure, but, you know, I think we're ready for it.
I love you both a ton. Last question I have for you. Been asking everybody, whose body are you shooting? You've got a lot to prove, a lot to finish. Whose body?
Panda. I might see him at market.
Same question. Last question.
Honestly, I'm going to go with Scummin.
Scummin was talking some trash earlier. I'm not going to lie. You got any words for Scummin?
He always does. I mean, I'll see him on the map.
Cheers. All right, folks. This has been incredible. All right, I've been third-partying people all day. Media Day has been a blast. We've got so much behind-the-scenes look, and it was so dang fun. These players are ready to rock, and I can tell they are focused on making sure they're the best players on the map and trying to get the win. Will the Falcons win? I don't know, but I'm having a great time seeing what all the players are thinking.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the World Series of Warzone here in Las Vegas. I'm here with Team FIFA Kill, and that is going to be, of course, FIFA Kill, Lennon, and Jukies. It's fair to say, lads, it's been a bit of a rocky road. Can you talk about why it's been a tough year?
I mean, we had a good start in the group stages with, I think, 4th place overall in Europe. And then an update came out, our buy station left, and we didn't know where to land anymore. So the rest of the story has just basically been trying to find a home for us.
I know that you are talking... Where's Liam gone?
Wait, what? He was literally...
It's taking forever. I think we'll switch it up to the multiplayer. I can't believe they're doing the multiplayer at the same time. It's pretty wild.
Look at Hydra already though on the minimap. Just creating that space. His teammates are banking on him to open up that lane at A, but even though he falls, they're still controlling the pace of the game.
Great start to this map for Draza on 4-1. Over the top. Great damage, gets another one.
We got Hydra, one of the best players in the world.
Drawn in the sand here. He's going to try to reset, restructure behind this EMP, but Sim's now taking away the space. And now it's down to...
Dude, how long has Sim's career been? That guy's been playing forever, man. How old is he? Insane.
Guaranteed one, but these get the stop.
7 and 3 for Draza in the first minute and a half of this map. 0-4, you talked about him trying to get lost. A little bit of space here, finds the EMP carrier, but it's instantly traded back. Change your focus. Look at number 6 in white. Hydra's looking for an opportunity to play to the middle of the map, and that is a huge win, because now it opens up the opportunity to allow this play to come forward, but it also allows Hydra to make the play in the middle of the map. Now you're just about surrounding. Off the spawn, draws him to find one. Scrap trying to go quickly. Held back, denied. 0-4 for 2, and FaZe are able to hold.
Yeah, they don't account for 0-4. He already was able to slip by towards Outer. And shoot them in the side. For now, FaZe to turn defense into offense, but their lead blocker drops over towards Cabo, so we have to hit the adjustments. FaZe with the audible over towards A. Only one player here to try to stop them. Hydra gets taken down, and FaZe get the first score.
Beasley just a little bit too late. You kind of saw that little route right there for FaZe to get into its couches. You don't know for sure if you're Thieves, if it's going to go B, if it's going to go A. You're trying to re-wrap around it. It doesn't work out. And now it's down to trying to fight over towards this dojo control. 04 kicks it off for FaZe. And how about it? Trying to play forward. Beasley shuts that down. No help here on the trade until Draza continues to play up.
Oh.
FaZe able to respawn nicely off the reset. And it's just about trying to find where the last couple of Thieves members are before they can potentially grab again.
Yeah, you see the way the Thieves are setting up, looking for their kills, camping your corners. DM strikes first, Scrap puts out an NPC. You're going to have the advantage on this side of the map. We just kind of put ourselves in position to get through Dojo.
Pressure on the flank from 04. Still playing.
Oh, wall jump.
Simp up and over the walls. DM trying to play out, but there's no EMP here. He does find the kill. Draza coming off the spawn will have a chance to still defend this, but nice round from Neem. He gets the information. Looking for kill number 5 in a row, able to find that cleanly. And oh, Neem, another one. That'll be an opportunity for the score to come through. We're tied at 1. Did Neem get the Hellstorm? He was really close.
I have no idea if he did, but I know for sure he was angry as hell when he got turned on by Draza. So he goes on 6 in a row to tie the game. The young buck with a great response there, and now you're setting up your teammates potentially for score number 2. They have all of rooftops control. Both your SMGs trying to create that space, but it's 04 slowing them down again.
EMP grab by Thieves. No help here though. Immediately on rooftop. Nice shots from Neem. He did not earn that Hellstorm, by the way. So he's at 12 and 8, still putting pressure with Hydra through the middle of the map. The EMP is going to pivot and rotate over towards Dojo side. Lead blocker there would be Abizi. But look at the route and the timing from Neem. He's able to find one. He gets the second on top of it. But Abuza, the last one left defensively. He finds us 3.
Insane.
You get to the EMP in time and return it. If you're Neem, he's trying to get there. And yes, able to score. Thieves up 2-1.
I remember when Neem first joined this lineup, he was the best player in this mode. And he's getting an opportunity to show it on the Bravo stream. Hydra's able to find 3, but these have now figured out what they need to do. Add the aggression because they're already in your
Wow, that's a lot of wall jumping. I didn't know they were doing like, look at that. Everyone's wall jumping. It must break aim assist a little bit.
30 seconds left in the half. EMP back over towards Dojo side. Scrap trying to hold, but he gets stunned. FaZe looking for the information on that. Able to find one and Scrap and nothing more. Long route from Neem still developing behind the A point. Can FaZe potentially just bully this one forward, though? Sim finds one. There's another one down. It's just down to can Scrap get here in time. Semtex at the front. Needs to find the EMP carrier. He is. 12 seconds left. Can anyone else get there in time? No. It is a 2-3 game. Maybe one more chance here before we get to overtime for Thieves to grab the EMP as it comes up.
Yeah, you got to get there if you're 04. He's trying to slow it down. If you're Sim because you're the last man standing. Thankfully, time runs out. But Thieves, off of the back of a rookie who got turned on in this opening half, goes on so many different streaks, hits so many different angles, and was just able to slay his way behind enemy line to not lead to just 1 score, but 3 there for LA. To have a 1-score lead going into half.
I mean, seeing Neem get loose like this is inspiring stuff. You gotta
Especially
remember,
after getting turned on.
I was about to say,
what it does to the mental as a player when you're getting world star like that, you're probably going to roll over and die. But this guy has one hell of a mindset to have that kind of bounce back that quickly and give your team the edge going into the second half.
especially considering the fact that you get from his Challengers career off the radar, is what you would say, off the radar. Opening 2 kills go the way of Thieves. Sabu's in some trouble, traded out by Abizi. Draza the last one left. He is in a world of trouble as well, and he will fall. So now all of a sudden, you've got Scrap forward over towards me, but not able to find any kills. FaZe will get their defense going, and the EMP will hold.
Oh.
An opportunity starts to be built by Hydra.
How did he know?
More finesse in their gameplay with the EMP carrier, just drawing the attention, forces FaZe to be on their toes while Hydra tries to open up the lane on the opposite side. But it's a fantastic read there from Draza. So now that you have the numbers, you're going to be the aggressors. You get the stop, now you're turning it into offense.
Nah, it's tough. Abizi gets everyone down to a bullet, but can't win the battle. Hydra trigger discipline, able to find the EMP carrier, tried to just slip and grab it, pulling something out of Shotzi's playbook, not going to happen. Sim, can he find one more? Yeah, he finds his longtime duo of Abizi, and a counter score comes through. We're tied at 3.
And we quickly got to take care of Abuza to work our way back over towards Dojo Stack. His FaZe are going to be ready and waiting. We already have players like 04 thinking about the big time play. This is where you need to guarantee some gunfight, so 04 is not going to be that impactful on the pitch.
At least not as of yet. FaZe still delaying from the front. It's Scrap who's looking for the pinch.
He got by.
Yeah, he doesn't know. So now it's going to be an opportunity for FaZe to possibly put together a bit of a relay. 04 valuing his life. Neum from the front for Thieves. He's going to find himself unbelievable. He's completely left alone. It's just down to, can you actually get the EMP? Neum is unbelievably clutch for Thieves here.
Oh.
It's Hydra's turn. 2 for him. Neum cutting off the couches. And that's an opportunity for Scrap to grab, go, and give Thieves the lead.
Your time on this capture, because you know the reset is going to be over towards rooftops. We need to put our players in a position trying to stop this relay potential here from FaZe. Playing this super patient. Now with Hydra dropping in that spot, yeah, Scrap, we don't want to take any more chances. Let's go.
Uh-oh, we got some problems here, though. FaZe are all the way up to the second net pillars. The EMP is going to spawn up. Booza going to have a chance to just grab and run this. Scrap has to be the one to try to defend. Can he get an angle? Shots are out. Oh, they're decent, but Abuza's going to get through. Nade's not quite able to land, and it's an immediate counter cap for FaZe.
Tie game. 2:35 left on the game clock. Reset back through the middle of the map. Already into an early battle. AR's holding the power spots. SG playing the close quarters. Neum finds another double in the feed. That is 3 dead. Abuza, you got to stop them from jumping up. That is a very important kill to slow them down.
Gives him a chance. 04 coming off the spawn. Has to win this battle versus Scrap. Not going to be able to. Follow up. Draws a right with them.
Oh. No way.
Not able to get there in time. It's going to be Scrap to find 6 plus the score. 2 minutes on the clock, and Scrap's got a hellstorm.
And this is an opportunity for Thieves to blow the game open. You can go up by 2. You have the right side of the map in control. We just need the next wave of kills to go our way. Abizi already finds the first. Hydra trying to find his angle.
What just happened? You could have cut him with the knife.
Gets the pistol win, but does not find an opportunity to get through the threshold.
Look at 04.
5 for the count. Draws a clearing space through mid. EMP on the way over towards rooftops.
Gotta use
Hellstorm is out. Abuza should be able to stay covered from this. Can you recover this pillars and dragon position if you're Thieves behind this Hellstorm? First gunfight goes the way of 04. Sip finds another. FaZe still bottled up in net. They're just able to run this thing in. We're tied at 5 minutes 20 on the clock.
And look at where FaZe are on the map. Rooftops fall now for the EMP. You already invest in the Hellstorm, and they got absolutely nothing done. But the first step is now going to be done. You take care of 04. You find the kill onto Abuza. So you have the numbers to at least shut down this early play from FaZe. But it's a minute left in the game. Thieves lining up the kill feed.
Oh, if he gets that win through the middle of the map, maybe there's a chance there. So now it's FaZe with numbers. Long route from Hydra. He's out of the play, but Scrap is able to get the EMP and slip away. That will create a chance.
Abuza.
Hydra to do something. Abuza for 2. Trade from Neum. Can he find another double? Oh, huge play from Neum. Pistol out. Not going to find the win. Follow-up from Scrap is good. And Thieves will control. 35 on the clock.
That is an EMP scoring, saving double there from a young buck. Now only 30 seconds left. FaZe find a couple kills. Have an opportunity to put this one to rest. With their final push working up the middle of the map, Sip and 04 find 2.
Hydra trying to get the damage in, but he has to go over towards this point. He's able to find the first. EMP here trying to commit over. Teammate that comes through, it's just down to 1v1. And Sip not quite able to get there. Abuza trying to hold. If he can find both, maybe there's a chance, but Abizi, smarter than that, gets out of dodge. We're going to go into overtime here. It is down to what can Thieves put together in this extra 30.
Thieves taking the last push. Can no longer commit over towards A, but you got 30 seconds to make something out of nothing. Neum working on the lead pinch. He gets read by Sip. So you have to commit now through Dojo.
Abuza doesn't get anything.
04's got to go.
He is so far behind this play. You need to stall this if you're Draza. Here comes the full dash. First shots come through. Chill is in, but the EMP will fall, and we're going to extra time.
Wow.
What an overload this has been, my friend. 2 Titans not willing to give up anything, fighting tooth and nail to just keep themselves in it. So many big time moments, so many big time plays. From world champions, from rookies, everything on full display here on the Bravo stream.
This time in between rebirth games is insanely long.
Remember, FaZe played an 18-minute then overload not too long ago.
Okay, let's take a breath and reset. Could be here for a minute. Here comes the break off. 1v1 over towards rooftop side goes the way of Hydra. Niem trying to find shots, and he does a lot of damage into Abuza. And how about it? Scrap finds another. There's an opportunity here just to run this thing right to the middle of the map. There's the follow-up on 04, and they get the win onto Simp. And they're going to push the spawns over towards the A zone. They can't find Hydra. Hydra able to guard. Abizi with the quick score, and it's a mad dash in the opening overtime for Thieves to set the time.
That's insanely 25 seconds. Damn.
Wins one-on-one gunfights where all you're telling your teammates are to stall time. No one picks up Hydra. Eventually puts himself in a position to take top window while your team is prepared to the gunfights at mid-cut. And that was a 25-second score. We see Thieves do it once. Now FaZe has to do it better.
Man, that's so tough because now all of a sudden the game plan changes dramatically for Thieves. Just don't get blooded off the rip. Hold safe angles. Don't cost.
Everybody should chop in. If you are FaZe Vegas, protect the EMP at all costs. Do not turtle in your spawn.
We'll see what we get. Time is already ticking. Here comes the break off. You have to win out every single gunfight right here if you're FaZe. 04 already pushing forward. Shut down by Scrap. Foul off there from Niem. It's just down to Simp and Abuza. Not going to happen. LA able to survive through a rigorous 10 overload. They're going to take the edge of the series.
Man, this was a battle out. This was an absolute stellar game of overload between two titans. Scrap knows. Those are the ones that get the blood flowing. Those are the ones that you play for. And it was Hydra, the guy that I said before the match started that's going to make the big time plays. And he makes the biggest one in regulation time. And all it took was 2 gunfights. To get that score in 25. And now up 2-1 in the series.
Breaking down that 25 seconds, there's a lot you can look at. It's the first 1v1 for sure for Hydra, but it's also the fact that Niem is peppering Abuza, getting him out of the window. You don't have the ability to know if you're getting pushed from the front. You don't know if Hydra's committing on the route. Everyone else is over towards mid-cut. You can't find those angles. It's just so much misinformation for FaZe that it allows Hydra to make the play.
Yeah, FaZe just read the play wrong, Al. It's as simple as that. They sent 2 players through Dojo. So they want to control mid-cut. They wanted that side of the map because when you're spawning over towards couches, you slay your way through middle. It's way more successful to just jump up mid-cut and go through Dojo. So that was their game plan. But it was the opposite for LA. They weren't committed over towards A. They were committed on B, and it was all relying on what Hydra was able to do in the first 10 seconds. You catch FaZe off guard with Paco Taco.
Let's check on our boys over here. We got Az Crook.
All the Spanish speakers.
I wonder if this is a real lobby or casuals they're playing. Top 4 situation with the redacted weapon over there. That man has a permanent UAV and specialist. Wait, did it go in the gas?
Dang. Watch your left. Hard left is the one I'm really worried about.
I got a PA2 ass push.
Oh, they're moving out. Alright, if you go. What do you think? Can you hear?
Yeah, man.
Disturb party him if you hide there.
On the left. Guys on the left should get us.
Put that on him.
I broke.
Say name.
Broke him again.
Boys out of plates.
Okay, nice.
Oh man, it's chaos. Is it good in there, Measure?
I'm good where I'm at.
Alright, I'm going with you.
We're in the top 3. Don't let up now.
Oh, I just missed him.
Top 3 situation.
People on the X, let's get ready. They're gonna push up on us.
Golden.
Chop Peso, Storm's gonna push you up.
Peso's AFK, I'm pretty sure.
It's pretty good to have a
On a roof.
Get that airstrike. Screw it. Get airstrike us. On our roof. It's gonna hurt you though, probably.
No.
Behind you.
He rocket launcher?
3 versus 4.
I got you.
Oh yeah.
PDS.
Alright.
One of you can peek it.
Drop me your money, peso. Drop me your money. Drop me your money, peso.
Re-aimed in. Yeah, they know you're in there. See the gas bubble.
Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone.
Re-aimed.
That is his vendor. Okay.
The safe zone is a long way from your location.
Have to have that. Oh shit. They're gonna shoot us out of the sky though, so we're gonna have to land and shoot them ASAP here. They aimed at me. Oh my god, man. I couldn't even get my shootout close enough to the ground.
Good try.
Dang.
It was like nowhere to hide. It was just.
I know. It's just all open field. It's just.
Not a building to land in. To hide behind. Nothing.
That game mode is like. There's like no loot. It's just. Dang. What do y'all think? Run it back or rebirth?
I'm down. Rebirth. I'll be down with rebirth and then just switch it out like every other game.
Alright.
I feel, I don't know, sometimes like the part, I love fighting on that map, but I wish they'd bring out like mini Verdansk. Mini I Royale. used to love that. Yeah, Mini Royale. Be fun on the other map too, because then you could have it on like maps like fire and range and shit.
They gotta bring back Vondel. I like that map.
What map?
Vondel was cool, man. Yeah, I think Vondel would play good in this.
The church, or whatever it was called, the market.
I like the little building area.
I like the other one, whatever it was called. Fortune's Keep. That was my shit.
When is this game gonna start, bro?
Time though, he does get stunned up, so has to hold his life just a little bit.
What are they doing now? Multiplayer? Oh, hardpoint. Perfect.
Really clean here through P1. BZ getting some pressure over through the dojo side, able to get towards mid cobble. Scrap behind the play, goes out freely for two. Somehow, some way, nobody even watches the mid cut, and that will get Thieves in for some time.
Yeah, no one rocks the right side of that HP. That allows Scrap to just not touch the hard point. Work behind enemy lines, and now it's guaranteed the space here at Connector. Allows your teammates to
Insane wall jumps.
not give up a full 40 to 50 seconds at the P1, but this is a very big moment already into the game. You need to start to clutch up off some gunmen out the rotation. It's none other than Scrap to find two.
He gets the stun to land at 04. Pistol out, waiting for a little bit of help. BZ able to provide that. The spawns being owned right now for FaZe. Good kills from the front though for Thieves. Have them with some numbers inside the hard point. And of course, with no trophies, nades are going to be effective over towards Garage. 04 waiting for a chance to get over towards Couches, but the bully ball from Thieves pushes out FaZe completely. And like you call him, Neum spawns right behind Draza for a freebie, and the flip is in.
Yeah, great plays out of the Thieves to understand, okay, we have the numbers, let's continue to push on out. We're going to be able to flip those spawns, and if Neum's going to spawn like that on the backside of Courtyard, that's so damn easy. And now Thieves creating that extra space. They are starting to pull away early into this game again.
Not what you want if you're a FaZe fan, but LA really starting to heat up and cook. 20 seconds remaining on this second hill, and we'll go into a J Lab listening.
Watch out, watch out.
We're double pinching, we're double pinching.
Yeah, I'm gonna go deeper.
Listen, one's gonna be in like back dragon. One's gonna bait him out.
Back dragon on the pillar, hurt. I'm losing one shot.
Yo, be good, fast. I'm going dojo fast. He's out of dojo. He went front dojo. And then what's in? Watch out, be good. Right now.
Can't hit, he can't hit.
I'm in 10, just holding 10. One's out of stone on me. Nice, we're at dojo running at me. Inside. Outer.
Chime me, forward.
Nice, good shit.
What's gonna be? Alright, I'll send your team.
That's what team.
I'm needing this side. Pocket.
So these comms are insane, yo. These are straight Adderall comms. Oh. I swear last time I watched this, they weren't wall jumping this much. Maybe it's just this map. Oh! He fell off this map. Dude, is this ever gonna show this Call of Duty game?
War, part 2. I mean, we're talking about as back and forth as you could possibly want. FaZe, huge recovery through 3 and 4.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal situation or sequence of plays there for FaZe. Because they lost a couple key initial gunfights off the rotation, but in a 2v4, they were able to manage to hold it for a good chunk of time, and then win the rotation over towards P4 and keep it contested all the way to the very end to take a slight lead. But now off the roto, off the reset, Thieves have all the map, gonna take it right back.
Yeah, Niam able to display bodyguard here, bottom side window. Challenge from Abuza forces him up and out, where Abeezy's waiting for the trade. Scrambling, trying to respond at 04, who was looking for the pinch. Draza over the corner, also traded away. Thieves, 20 seconds to fight for over the time, also trying to retain the P2 side of the map as FaZe try to make routes happen here, though, for roofs.
Oh!
The big one-on-one in front of him, and it's the rookie who gets the better of him, and that's 3 kills in C. Now you know you create that extra space on the front side of P2, but you gotta calculate it. Don't take an unnecessary risk. Niam playing it safe, but knows that the pressure's gonna be here. Draza, Sip, Abuza, everybody lights up the kill feed. That's all 4 dead.
Abeezy able to stay alive, though, in the back. Trying to block the spawns out. Big 1v1 here. 04 in some trouble. Push forward, but 04 still wins the battle. And from the front, Abuza takes down 2. So that's going to give FaZe a chance to regain the lead. Thieves have to break from the front, and Sim's in position to try to play a little bit of bump here.
Yeah, all you're looking for is the first kill if you are Sim.
Oh, and he fell off the map. That happens a lot, I guess. That's crazy.
What an unbelievable 1v2 from Abeezy.
He's him.
I'll tell you. So scrap time, looking good here for Thieves. Will keep us right about a level game. Over towards P3 we go. FaZe the first one's there. Sim, Hydra, both meeting each other at mid-map. Then Hydra wants blood. Sim just dancing with it. Able to find the kill. Back over to Scrap direction. Huge 2 for Sim. Trade comes through from Niam, but FaZe will be in control of the hill.
And look at 04 just trying to guarantee at least 1 kill, creating that extra layer, just stalling out time for his teammates to be uncontested, but he starts off the trade fights, and this is only going to slow down. Off the map, still gives them now a chance.
Yeah, through big cut, Niam's able to
Yeah, I've seen like 4 people fall off the map. What if they're trying to trick jump or something? Insane! Simp is nasty, bro.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll watch you behind me.
Yo, Simp is nasty, bro. This man's he's ancient Call of Duty, like, he's been playing forever.
Significant lead of the game here as FaZe have about a 30-point advantage, but the kills coming off the exit, good for Thieves. Chance for them to dig into that deficit immediately here at P1.
Yeah, for big-time moments, the big-time players come out to play. Simp, Mr. Chris Layers everywhere on the map. That gives FaZe the slight edge they have. Now going into the third set, but now they're looking for the break. Thieves are prepared for the pressure to top rogue, and they find the initial two. Draza and 04, you gotta slow down.
Yeah, they at least find one. Nice push out from 04, finds another with the spawners for FaZe.
Yo, these guys ever gonna play this?
At the time that Thieves are earning on P1. It was a 30
Why does this take us so long, bro?
Hydra in some trouble, can't stay alive.
It's been like half an hour. Let's go.
Taken down, and that's gonna lead to just a easy last one left alive. Thieves are gonna be late to rotation, but they are finding a couple of kills to push through Ult and Roof simultaneously.
Yeah, they're still contesting around this mid map. It's Neum finding two before falling, but players off the rotation, one falls, and it's all left up to Scrap again. Trying to value his life, trying to predict correctly. He's looking at Calchin, is only able to take down one. So now you got to set up your squad. You got to put someone in towards the back, and it's going to be Neum making a big play.
He has to keep his life, though. The hit from the front is coming, but it's coming slowly. Scrap finds one. Neum shut down.
Oh.
Will hold the spawns. 45 seconds to fight for on this time. Sim tried to bump, but shut down. Abizi, does he do it again? Oh my goodness, Abizi up and around. Scrap falls off the map, though. It's just down to what Hydra can do with Neum, and he's found out early. Just up to Neum now. Only able to find the first. FaZe able to get past the 200-point mark, and Thieves are still trying to run and gun.
Yeah, but they didn't block the back spawn, so now Thieves are instantly going to be in another opportunity to get a quick break. Still 25 seconds, but 04 has a read on it. He's creating the extra space. Draza's starting to take over 1-5 in a row. But the FaZe boys are starting to trade it out. They have blown the game wide open.
Back over through couches. Thieves are in tatters right now. Everyone is just coming into 2v4 situations. FaZe a huge lead late into the map. Can they get to 5? Over to 3 we go. Big first from Neum. Trade from Scrap is salvageable. Draza now, last one up. Trying to keep his life through Dojo, waiting for his teammates from the front, but Thieves are pulling him out, and that's going to lead to a setup here for Thieves.
And look at what 04 is thinking. The big time play. How can I set my teammates up for the most success possible? And he's already got it by Neum. So everyone on the side of Thieves is thinking that Dojo is going to be clear on out, but instead of 04 committing, he knows that his teammates have the numbers. They're just going to flood.
Is that a lifeline for Thieves?
It is.
04 doesn't actually hit it. It's all 4 dead. Thieves will control Dojo over the 200-point mark. FaZe trying to structure a hit. 30 seconds left in the hill. Nade's landing on top of Hydra, but he's got help. Neum finds one. Here comes the pinch through mid, but Neum has just blocked out the front completely, and no one from FaZe is able to get over to the hard point.
Spawns flip, and you can no longer win it here if you are LA. So FaZe, you just got to push them back. You can forfeit this time, but our life is so much more valuable in the next 10 seconds. We need to stay alive. Every single player from FaZe is still going to be over towards the backside of Dragon. Clutch up on these fights.
But Abuza drops. Does he spawn up to help this hit? Neum from the front. Oh, he's able to find the first. Spawn for Abuza's over towards rooftop. Going to be easy. In through the side door. Able to get onto the hard point. Essentially a tie game. Thieves are still spawning close, but FaZe are coming in quickly. Hydra for one. Trying to find the second. Not going to happen. FaZe with numbers. And they're able to find the kills around the hard point. 235, 225. Thieves spawning close.
You got one more push at this if you are LA. One player's going to be completely out of the play. You need to stall out the game clock.
Hydra able to find the first. Here comes the hit over the side door. BZ gets shut down. It's just down to can you find the kills from the front? It's not going to happen. We're going 5.
This is absolute cinema. The adjustments that FaZe needed to make on their hardpoint game is just win a couple rotations. They did just that on that den. They stayed in the fight on that den. And when we went into the listening, it was everyone providing their 25%. But just the sequence of kills when they found them. FaZe way more impactful around the map, influencing the spawns the way that they wanted to. 250 to 225 is the final score. And FaZe clutch up and going to another game 5 versus LA.
Unbelievable. This has been a hell of a series. The fact that these two teams meet in round 1 is insane. We've been back and forth the whole way. And a raid, search, and destroy is where we'll go to determine if FaZe can kind of right the wrongs that they stumbled on yesterday versus Falcons, get themselves into a position to extend their tournament on a more safe basis through the upper bracket. But I'll tell you what, my friends, you're not going to want to miss this raid, search, and destroy. We're going to take a break, take a breath, and we'll come back for map number 5 between Thieves and FaZe right after this.
Black Ops 7 returns to the Esports World Cup this summer. Scan the QR code to get your tickets now.
Scuff, official controller of the CDL. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Play it, feel it, live it. JLab Gaming. Gear up at jlab.gg.
Brought to you by America's Navy and the special operators who work in the shadows.
Jams, the fun goes beyond your seat. If you're in the starter ranks, you gotta slide over to the iconic Vegas sign for a quick photo. Then drop into the playground made for adults. And then go swimming with sharks at the Shark Reef Aquarium. Now at the next level, full send the obstacles at Spy Ninja's Adventure Park. Then get active at Lake Las Vegas Water Sports. For the ultimate experience, take a helicopter tour of the Grand Canyon. Then jump off an 800-foot building at Sky Jump. And that's how you make your Champs weekend unforgettable. At COD Champs, it's more than Call of Duty. It's you whipping an F1 go-kart at the Grand Prix Plaza, testing your aim and movement at Summerlin Paintball. It's you driving supercars at Speed Vegas, surviving the best escape rooms at Escapology, experiencing the immersive art in the Arte Museum. It's you taking a picture in front of the Bellagio Water Show and seeing Vegas from the largest observation wheel in the US. It's you and the squad making memories for life. A weekend in Vegas that you'll never forget.
Welcome back. We've got Map 5s all over this Major 3 Saturday. Thieves, FaZe, lighting things up in the side streams. Toronto and Minnesota going 5 on main. And the boys are loving it. Let's get things lit, fam. Wow, we've had an unbelievable series at this point, and we just did a quick look to see what do the records look like, because in my mind, I think in your mind too, we're like, when's the last time these guys really played this map? It has not been a staple for them, and both teams are still trying to, add this into the pool, so to speak. It's not a common map for either of them.
Yeah, especially for FaZe, man, because early into the year, this was their go-to. All throughout Stage 3, all they were playing was Plaza, Gridlock, Fringe. Yeah. Every single series, because they wanted to...
Bro, these games... What are they doing? What kind of event is this? It's been like an hour.
Come back to bite you. You made the redemption story happen on that first search and destroy. Can you do it here on Raid?
Oh, it's got a countdown now. 10 minutes. Okay. Whatever.
This legitimately just comes down to who wants it more. Like, I don't even want to see any other numbers, because you take a look at kind of how this series...
What other Warzone streamers are on, man? We got Earthworm Jim. We got,
As we take a look back to this previous series, again, it was a reverse sweep at Major 2.
Bunch of trash.
Who was the big damage dealers? Of course, what we get out of Simp and Respawn has been unbelievable, but Scrap brought value with the sniper.
Simp looks like mid-30s. He's probably in his 20s though still. Sim's been doing this a minute, bro.
Last time they matched up, it was absolute cinema, just like this one. Went all the way to the distance. And it was FaZe, like you said, my friend, able to complete the reverse sweep in a game 5. They had the edge versus LA in this position. Whenever they go to a series and they go all the way to a game 5, it's always went FaZe's way. But Thieves have been showing drastic improvements in their search and destroy gameplay. And I'm pretty sure the last time I saw them play Raid, they 6-0'd somebody.
That's fair. So we'll see if we can get an early look to see how these two teams are going to want to play each other out in this map. Feels like the players to watch are the same ones we always talk about. I'm really anticipating to see what kind of map positioning that Hydra and Abeezy are going to work together on this map. Is it going to be a lot of focus through mid? Are they going to play a little bit more reserved? We know that Hydra can pull off that extra M15. Same for Abeezy. We've seen him play like backside kitchen, just hold that lane. So there's opportunities for Thieves to change up what they do based on if they want to run 2 SMGs and run at you, or if they want to just hold back and play again, like we talked about. Play for FaZe's mistakes.
And I feel like we saw a little bit of that, especially in that map number 2, Abeezy understanding who he's going up against. And this could be what these key to success will be here. It's just asking Abeezy what they like to do, because he played alongside Simp back in Cold War. Raid was in. A lot of the similar strats are gonna be here, even though it is a completely different title. So understanding your opponent, understanding what's gonna be thrown at you throughout this game, and making the right adjustments is going to be the key. But all it comes down to, Al, is one map.
When you put it like that, doesn't feel like a Saturday in Winners Round 1 on Bravo.
First match, man.
Oh my gosh. Let's see what we get. It's going to be Thieves on the opening attack. Eyes towards A. Spread map defensively here for Vegas. With 0-4 throwing shoulders over towards the middle of the map. He's just going to slip into rocks because why not?
Fail out for both teams, but a lot more space guaranteed now, while 0-4 the aggressor up to the middle of the map. You're able to gather that information. Can't do anything with it. Already 30 seconds gone.
Yeah, I like this though from FaZe. You had a delayed stun from Abuza that does tag the Thieves play up towards ring. So eyes are about trying to control mid-map and then contesting the plant from pillar side. It also gives you the ability, if there is a wrap towards B, to be in a position to help out Draza, who is about to get naded and will slip away very cleanly. Battle over the middle. Nothing there. 40 seconds, 4v4.
Yeah, 0-4's not taking that risk. You guys have yet to do anything on the map. You're still camping in your spawn. As time is starting to get away from you. So with only 30 seconds left, no need to budge on the setup. You have everything covered.
This is going to be a really tough execute. Draza just throwing shoulders, and that's all the information that he needs. He's going to watch over towards the pool side of Uza gets the first blood. Bomb is down. The scrap is not a part of this play, but Hydra gives you space over towards Tiki. Smoke dissipating, Simp only finding a couple attacks. Now it's opportunity for Scrap to come from behind the play. He finds the first but not the second. Bomb gets planted just in the nick of time. Neem off the exit. Able to get over towards mid, but meeting there is Simp, who finds 3. And FaZe take the opening round, and that's bold.
Hey man, that's Simp the pimp. He can do whatever the hell he wants on the map. He said, this is my playground. I've been playing it for years. The setup was flawless there for FaZe. No need to buzz, no need to do anything extra. We have the entirety of the map on lock. And we also got a guy named Chris Slayer, who is everywhere. And sometimes on the round, FaZe get the opening.
Wow. I feel like he's not the typical guy in a map 5 round 1 to shoot bodies, though.
Like, it's Simp still, you know?
That's fair. But damn.
You're not going to tell him no.
But damn. Okay. Let's take a look back at it. Because, again, with Scrap's route, you thought maybe his timing was going to be perfect. But Simp big gunfight win, then through the wall, and there's no follow-up from Hydra. Clean shots out of Simp, and now FaZe get onto the attack.
And on Rage, you probably don't want to play as slow as Thieves did on their attacking round, because then they didn't really give themselves the best shots at even having a chance there. But already the aggressor in 0-4 up the ring.
It looks like Abeezy may have had an M15 to watch that cross through water stabs.
Hello.
That's not a spot you often see, but Hydra, damage out, not able to find the first blood. And keep in mind, the Scrap is the island player here. Abeezy was playing through water steps initially. And Scrap's position could be very vulnerable, but he's able to find first blood onto Simp. Bomb down. Does he get away Yes, looks like so. 4 looking for the timing, is able to actually find the right moment. Looking for more than that as Abizi's able to put together one response, but 04 holds the line, holds the bomb on top of that 2v2.
Yep. Another 2v2. 35 seconds left to go. FaZe know that they have all of A control. You have to choose wisely when you're going to start to work this objective and where you were going to plan it from. 04 is going to be exposed through the middle of the map, and this is ideal because these have right back to Laundry.
Yeah. Thieves will set themselves up for the retake through Laundry side as comp. 04 playing driveway for info with the NPC. They're going to have to rewrap their mid here to defend this bomb plan. 04 will try to make some noise. He's in a vulnerable spot though. Down to 17 HP. There should be a follow-up here from Hydra, but he's not able to find him. It's not immediately. Finally, the kill comes through, but is there enough space here for Draza to completely rewrap back up? I don't know if they did.
Nah, Neum saw him.
Well, they're hunting, but they're not able to find him as of yet. And Neum's going to fall. Draza slips away. 12 seconds. You've got to go if you're Hydra. It's just about killing the clock if you're Draza, and there will not be enough time for Hydra to come back to the play. FaZe up early.
Just a little bit too much to handle on a map that they are very familiar with. It was a high-risk, high-reward play there from 04 simply on the plant spot. Because you see what it does to the Thieves. They realize where it's planted. They understand so many angles you can keep it safe from. So we have to clear out space and waste more of that game clock. I guess Neum didn't spot him on the cross because Draza has the angle, allows time to be his best friend. And FaZe now pulling away up 2-0.
The smallest of COD timing windows. The smallest of COD timing windows. Thieves onto the attack. Couple of nades tossed through mid by the look of it, but FaZe once again gonna step up the tempo and play through. 04 and Simp already controlling mid and pillars. Draza playing just outside money window, and it's going to be an opportunity for possibly a quick stretch plan here for Abizi.
And how fast FaZe are going to be here because they already guaranteed all of this A site, but now we have to execute on the retake. You know they're most likely going to be camping over towards bedroom, so you're going to work your way from V-ball. It all starts by guaranteeing Tiki.
Abizi able to get over towards the pool. Hydra for first blood. Shots through the smoke from 04 are exquisite. Can he do more damage over towards window though? Now backing around, able to at least somehow avoid scrap. So numbers are looking decent, but Neum is still up and alive over towards bedroom. Hydra falls over towards the bomb site though, leaving Neum by himself. Oh, nice shots onto Abuza, but the follow-up from Simp is perfect. Plenty of time to get back for the defuse, and it's FaZe up big.
Yeah, that's just a well-executed play there from FaZe. That is 100% in the playbook. We're gonna give up A, we're gonna guarantee mid, and that A side to completely give up water. But just the instant play call from 04. I'm smoking out my water steps. Gonna kill some of those angles and force the auto aim to go all over the place. But the guy is able to thrive in chaos, dancing with death. Flies down water, gets a double. FaZe 3-0.
The shots in the pool are insane.
Through smoke too, man.
Insane. Looks much simpler with the X-ray on, but I promise you that's not simple. 04, quick hit here for FaZe. You can tell they're feeling a little bit of confidence. Neum on the long wrap back towards basketball, but look at the space taken away by 04. Abuza will drop. Draza in some trouble, but 04 behind the play has stopped the retake for a moment. Nice shots down low on 4 in a row. Smokes himself to safety. Off the reload, almost able to get Abizi, but leads into a 1v1 with Draza. Abizi making his way through rock, up and over. What shots are those from Abizi? And that gets Thieves on the board.
Another situation where you're understanding who you're going up against. Draza is just trying to play for the info. Abizi is playing for the gunfight. And as soon as he hits the Omni movement, off of the rock, high flyer, catches Draza off guard. And LA finally get one on the board.
I mean, it looked like 04 was about to once again just take that round away before it really even started.
Especially when Neum chowed too.
Oh,
he got to stay alive at B-ball.
Oh my. Huge round for LA. Cannot be understated. Can they follow up? BZ on 3 in a row. Hydra will carry the bomb out of spawn. FaZe very similar defensive look as they had in round number 1. Trophies should be earned at this point in time, but this time Thieves, even though they're getting revealed by these Abuza utility pieces, don't care. They're going to smoke out, get the pressure under ring, force FaZe to make a response.
You know the players that you have. Put them in a position to find success. And Be prepared for the pressure already in the backside of Laundry, but Abeezy's going to get the jump on him for the first blood.
That's a tough first blood position, though, because now you got to all of a sudden still defend this Laundry spot. Hydra with a follow-up gets us to a 2v2. Here comes the Zaza duo. On to Hydra. Whoa! They must have thought he bailed.
100% out there, 100% thought this guy jumped out of the window. But Hydra knows. I'd rather not get bad COD timing and just hold my pre-aim. The first gunfight is clean. 04 is probably communicating. He had to have jumped out the front window. Draza doesn't turn. Abuza doesn't get the trade. And Hydra gets it done for LA.
That's unbelievable. And initially you're looking at Abeezy's position like, this is bold. But it works out. So now Hydra's on 3. And FaZe, we're going to connect with opening nades over towards that Laundry staircase. Hydra has to try to defend the window as FaZe try to push on forward, but the bomb is not actually committed yet. So 4v3, these are going to get the defense set up to try to contest.
Oh yeah, and Hydra's trapped. That stun is able to connect. No tac mass, and now with the 4v2, we might as well commit with the gunfights.
Yeah.
1v4 left up to Neum. A similar play to what Thieves just did to you. Just works out a whole lot better if you're going to get that first blood in the first 7 seconds. You know you have the advantage. All we have to do is look for information onto one more player, and we are going to send it. FaZe, stop the bleeding.
So much better in terms of the commitment offensively here for FaZe. So much better.
That's 3 offenses in this game, man.
So a quick round comes through. FaZe able to reestablish a gap on the scoreboard, forcing Thieves to have to put together an immediate response. What do you call?
Similar setup here for Vegas. But 04 going to take a different approach up through the middle of the map. He's able to catch Abeezy for the first blood. Now you just got to stay alive.
That's all just Abuza saying they're there. They're playing through mid. Sims able to follow up in the 15. Last one left alive is Neum. Big win there in 04. But the Rook is in a full 1v4 no bomb. And that small little switch up for FaZe to pull out the scope, get the intel perfectly followed up onto.
Now the bomb's down in kitchen. Still 3 players that you have to find. You still don't have information onto any one of them. Finally, you're going to be able to spot out Simp, but no need to force the gunfight. No. Make Neum work.
Absolutely. He's working. This will be the tough one. Going back around the back through tree, which Draws is waiting for him, and that's where he will fall. Big round for FaZe. Do they find another map 5 winner versus Thieves, currently in the driving seat?
This is where they are comfortable, man. Saw it on the player cams. Communication is reigning supreme. They are understanding what's being thrown at them and are ready for everything that the Thieves have in store. But FaZe are now sitting at game.
These motherfuckers still haven't played, dude. It's been like over an hour from between Group A and Group B. That's ridiculous, bro. What are they doing?
And you've got so much of a leader's advantage. You could throw something crazy into the mix right now if you want to. Instead, it's going to be
Probably a shit show there. What up, Bucky Larson? Thanks for tapping in, man. Appreciate it. Not really, just messing around today, seeing about this spectating how it plays out. Kind of curious if I get copyright strikes for this or not.
Bomb collected. Neum for a 1v2. And FaZe are going to rotate this over to his direction. First shots come through. He sees both. But how do you fight up against both ARs? The answer is you don't want to, so you back away and you reset. The bomb's going to be planted behind this play. Does Neum find timing on the exit, though?
He has 13 bullets out.
Oh, my goodness. Pistol out over to the front. Not going to find the win. And FaZe 6-2. Map number 5 to shut down the Thieves and keep the run alive in the upper bracket.
When you gotta have it, FaZe are always gonna bring it. They have been lackluster all throughout Stage 3 in their search and destroy. They were not playing their bread and butters. But in a situation where they felt the pressure, but they didn't want to be in a spot where you go down 0-2. You clutch up on the first search and destroy, and then this one was photo finish from start to finish. Simp the Pimp, Chris Slayer is everywhere. And I think I might have said it last year. There is no other player that I'd rather have in the Game 5 than him. Goes triple positive, sets the tone for his team, and FaZe move on through winners.
Unreal. What a bounce back after their 0-3 loss yesterday to Falcons. Let's take a look back over the map series layout because we still got...
I'm going to go ahead. Raul, Knight, Clumsy. I hype them up all the time. You know, Clumsy, very good in that close quarter combat type of...
What is going on with this tournament, bro?
Pretty vital here. Also, UCJ, JTech on Rational.
They've been showing the screen for like an hour.
Trying to get into one of these open qualifiers. I think they're going to do good. Plus, he hit a vending machine on the way here to get a couple cards and maybe test his luck. So
It's 2:30 in Atlanta, so it's not lunchtime either.
Solid swag. I know you're looking out for your boys, but who else are we looking for good? I mean, obviously, for that FaZe roster is actually what I was going to shout because youngsters comes in and out of retirement every other day, and he's back out of retirement to compete here. This is an opportunity to stay in the game, man. Of course, I'll be paying attention to Devo, Jackal, and Tappa as well, but I have to talk about, it's kind of the elephant in the room in this conversation with this group. It's team vitality. There are only, well, there's a couple orgs down in this region, but Vitality is one that has been a roster. They haven't made any changes. They haven't been scrambling. They've been sticking to their guns, saying that we are one of the best teams out there. Talking about Vitality, though, when it came to NA Finals, really ended up struggling. They only averaged about 8.4 kills per map. Average placement was the killer, though. 10.3 was their average placement, about 10th place overall. And I think the big question with Vitality is, do they change anything up? There's people calling for them blowing their roster up. These are 3 individual players that are all extremely talented. They've been in the scene for a very long time. It isn't working as a unit. Now, they have changed up some of their roles a little bit. They're letting Skullface get a little more aggro and go out and fry. Who knows if that'll change things around this time around. You know, I'm looking at their map performances as well. Havens, they were 11th overall in NA Finals, and on Rebirth, they were 13th overall. But I want to remind you, Control was like triple and quadruple con over and over again. VP came in here and ruined their day. But to talk about Blast in particular, I think he's kind of moved into this anchor position. Now, this team's going to be scrambling nonstop if they continue to be con. I was talking to him outside of the venue during Group A when I was walking in here, and he said, listen, man, I don't care if there's 4 teams on us. Just trust us. We're going to be there. I promise you that. These guys are still very confident, regardless of what the haters say. If anything, they're saying it fuels them for their success going forward. Blast has some individual prowess in being able to stay alive, play his life really well. I think he could actually thrive in the anchor role for this team. So watch out for Blast hanging back this time around.
Tiff, how do you anchor if you're lending control and you're getting triple, quadruple contested?
That's where you gotta play your life for real.
We gotta bump the comms up, okay? That's the key, is comms have got to be impeccable. It's been a struggle for this team.
Sure, well, comms is always going to be an issue, but I do question who then would be the guy leading the comms. Like, who needs to put his foot down and say, this is what we're doing?
It needs to be the anchor, 100%.
It's got to be Blast. I mean, in the past, Skullface has done a decent bit of IGLing. I think there's a chance he could lead some of those cons. I don't know that Sage really is an IGL-type player. He's a very smart player. I don't think he's going to lead this team. Also, Blast just loves to yap, so I think it's got to be Blast. He's got to call his team into...
Whoa, that guy's vaping on stream. Wonder what he's vaping. What do you think's in that vape, man? What do you think's in that vape?
Thank you so much, Taylor Reflections Noble. Well, Tiff, I'm really excited.
Hey, yo, dog, let me get a bump.
Maybe you're just tuning in to DreamHack Atlanta and don't really know what's going on. We do want to describe it. We have 2 groups of 14 teams, not 16, playing for 1 point per kill. Talk me through those multipliers, though, and why they're so important.
They're incredibly important. Of course, you're going to get that 1 point per kill. That's pretty typical, right? But first place is going to net you a 1.6x multi. It's going to scale all the way down, where if you place 11th through 16th, you're not getting any multiplier for your skills, which is why we like to harp on our average placement for our teams, because if you're not making the most out of your kills, what are you doing? There's not that many maps to make that happen to get in the top 8.
No, That's 100% the case, and like I was talking about with Vitality, averaging over 10th place means they weren't averaging a multiplier. So definitely got to be top 10, ideally top 5, and of course that win 1.6x multi is nice. But also with this new split, we actually have a map rotation. So we'll be swapping back and forth, starting with Havens, then going to Rebirth, and then back to Havens for a single map to finish things off for our 5 maps this time around. And of course, our qualifier finals that'll be happening in a little while from now. It's going to be 2-2-2, which will be fun. Or sorry, 2-2-1-1. So we'll get an even split as we get into that one. Play a little bit more Havens this time around. And it's always a big fun
Are they in warm-ups? Oh, thank God, dude.
To talk about, hey, some of these teams do really well on
What the
one
hell?
map and not the other. The teams that are going to be able to be consistent on both, obviously.
Why are you watching Fergie, bro? These kids are weird.
Sage, he's gotta play the hype music. You gotta get ready.
Poppin' champagne is, I don't know what song that was. I can't move that quick.
You're not gonna sing it for me?
No, I'm not gonna sing that. But it's time for some Havens Hollow, folks. And again, it's group stages. You only have 5 maps. Tiff, you know what that means. We talk about consistency as a key factor for Warzone success. Today, shoot, you better be real consistent. The room for error is basically null. You're averaging 10, 11 points per game. That isn't enough. Tiff, our cutoff in Group A was for fun. They barely sneaked their way in at about 15 points per game. 14.84 to be exact. Look out for 15 points.
All right, so basically if you're getting mixy, you fight with one team, you farm them for a bit, you got 11 kills on the board, get the multiplier and you're there. But do that every single game. And let's say you drop one.
Finally.
That's okay. Just make it up with a nice average win of north of 25 points. But it's here, guys. Group B, map number 1, Havens Hollow. Now, my curious thing is, where are we going? Good look at the map. We're heading towards the west. So anyone going Research Center, which is Team 9, they'll have a nice bit of time to loot up, get their loadout, and maybe go collapse on Mansion, because it's going to look nice and active there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, when you talk about drop position for some of these teams, they will change throughout the course of the competition. In this series, they will likely stay the same.
It took forever to reload. That's brutal.
Looks like a triple chow, triple con, everybody fighting and trading out their lives. But NIP in trouble. We saw FaZe alone, by the way, southeastern side of the map, and Vitality is getting chowed by the boys. Sucra.
Oh, he got the thirst.
Hey, this is what it is. Vision's going to play his life right now. Hold it down. Keep it firing. Does enough to get King AJ and Showstopper back. Now, we didn't necessarily get to highlight Ninjas in Pajamas in the pre-show, but this is interesting, right? Wars now slotted into that coaching position and Showstopper in for the roster.
Yeah, and here's Vitality. This is what we're talking about. The boys challenging them over at Train. There's enough room for 2 teams, kind of.
Oh, headshot.
Once they grab some loot on the ground, they're going to start pushing the equation. It looks like going to trade out Skull, actually going to trade out Sage as well. Blast has got to be in a bit of trouble, and because of that, he's going to back out and head up to Pond. Based on our map feed, it does not look like there's anybody in Pond, and our free cam is confirming that. So we'll be able to regain in Pond, but not a great start for the Vitality boys. Should be able to regain. Let's see what Geekay is doing on the bottom left side of the map over at Gazebos. They are also in trouble as Stukex, their anchor, keeping things up.
Well, when you got Team Breezy on the other side of you trying to rip you apart, things can definitely be difficult. So we see a lot of people that dive off into the outskirts of the map, whether it's the water, going hunting for the one piece, whatever it is. So long as you get the teammates back in and keep tabs on where that roster is. I know you had a chance to talk to Hitman on
Insane.
as well about how they
Oh, he didn't get the thirst.
Big fight. We'll talk a little bit more about Hitman later.
I gotta work on my wall jumps, yo. That's one thing I've learned watching this. My problem is I do regular strafe jumping, and it's just stupid to even do that now. But these wall jumps look really effective.
With only 14 teams, there's a couple free spots on the map. Again, FaZe, we're going to swing over to them. I was about to say, they are chilling down here in Lumber. They land alone, and what are they doing? They're fighting 2 of the 3 members of Zepti's team, Team 10, in that lighter blue color that is hanging out in Riverboat. They have landed there uncontested as well. Even just 2 less teams on the map, Tiff, means a couple of these major POIs are not contested at all. This is great news if you're FaZe fans.
Yeah, it definitely is, and especially with the lobby remaining healthy, all 14 teams still in it. You can see Ninjas in Pajamas, Vision going massive. Now, when you think about King AJ and Vision on that Ninjas in Pajamas roster, they were putting up such massive numbers, but you come to Blatant, and we're in a bit of a pickle here.
Listen, what I love about Blatant is they do not care and they do not ask what your name is. They just full send. Now that has come back to bite them quite a bit. There's a reason they're playing through the opens right now. They are not going to let go of Mansion, even if Twisted Minds is up there. They're not letting go with a bunch of other teams that I won't say what they would probably call those other teams.
Probably
so
a good idea not
we'll
to.
See what
Instead, we'll focus on FaZe and ISO.
Oh, he got the thirst as he was falling. Oh, this Vaughn bot guy, I don't know who he is. This guy's nasty. Look at him.
To apply that resistance that is needed.
Yeah, and obviously you can tell our zone is pulling up towards Pond Mansion area. So of course FaZe, who started in Lumber, are having to rotate. What do? They decided to go south because they feel like they can win these gunfights. They see Hixers, they see Zepti, and they say we're feeling confident here. So a nice pickup on at least a couple kills and farming back and forth on this Hixers team. And Tap's actually going to get out of Dodge and head to Main Street, where he's going to find UJC on the other side. Sorry, UCJ on the other side with Clap on 7, by the way. They've been chilling in Main all day.
Hey, it's the way to go, especially when you got Riverboat that's going to be moving your way. Start farming those kills. You were looking for that average of 15 points per game. This is how you find success. There's Tap on the other side with FaZe just ahead of them. And Clap's like, come on, try it. We're going to anchor this off. We've got Semtex in the back pocket, and I am just poised and ready to not only get the cash to get on Rational back, but also take the kills and look for double digits.
Yeah, no, it's a good shout. And usually, by the way, we're very familiar with seeing SAUL play around this Main Street or Bankside area. You'll see them in the green. Clumsy, you can see just on screen now. That's team number 5. They were playing up at Barn and Chapel and just playing around exactly in the mid part of the map. Now, it didn't work for AG Global. We'll see if it works for SAUL as we swing over to Geeky, who have restabilized for the most part out of gazebos and now push in to Main Street as well. And, well, Hitman is behind a deployable cover.
Respectable.
What year is it? But, hey, a nice try.
It's Caldera era.
Nice try. By the way, Showstopper is out of here. I'm looking over to our feed. It does look like NIP is off the map, unfortunately, down quite early in 13th.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. You're not going to get a multiplier for all of your work there, but hopefully you racked up enough kills farming up at Mansion. Elsewhere, you can see Blast, Youngsta still getting active, but SAUL on your screen. We chatted about them a bit. Some lower numbers here in terms of Clumsy, maybe Raul and Knight, but this is still such a healthy lobby. We're only 6 minutes into it. You have plenty of time.
Yeah, we'll see if fortune favors the bold here, trying to play upstairs. A bold move from Clumsy, but wants to take this fight on Rational. He's the corner, info gathered, gonna push the equation, has nobody to help him out. Actually, one behind J-Tech, immediately sniffed out by Clumsy's teammate Raul. Well played, gentlemen. A 2v2 goes perfectly for the side of that SAUL roster.
Elsewhere, we had ISO full wiped off the map, down to 11.
Everyone in this game is using Kogat. I haven't seen a single
How many times did we see them on big map with exceptional
other SMG. Wait, never mind. There it is. Is that the Razor or the Dravic? I think it's a prior Razor blueprint. I don't even know. I don't know the blueprints.
Yeah, because the zone's pulling towards Mansion, these teams have been fighting up here since the hot drop. We're still on 11 out of 14. We don't have that multiplier yet. So teams need to be careful. If they've got some early kills, they can chill out a little bit and make sure that they secure their spot into the top 10 to at least get the 1.2. Our zone has pulled off of Mansion finally, moving down towards Pond, moving down towards Chapel. Here's a quick look at it. Thank you, production. It's going to be mid-map, so all those teams at Mansion are about to get really mixy. Either you got to go, I think Enigma said this last cast, you got to go either first or maybe you can go last. Everybody in the middle is going to get cut down or, I don't even know, trying to patch up whatever bleeding occurs. So we'll see what they're able to do and see who goes first here. But on the south side, you do see DK has moved into the zone. They're going to be hanging out for a while, and you did see Vitality hanging out in Pond alone since that early regain.
Well, let's see. Boys on your screen here, looking to get active. Couple teams around them as Vitality looks to rotate towards them, but if you're going to be dead center of zone, someone's going to likely look to chow this. So keep kind of gearing back up, peering on out. We see J-Tech across the way, just trying to kind of anchor down away from Geek.
Yeah, and we do see Chowsy actually anchoring for this duo. So if you see Yellow 7, their anchor is in train alone, and it looks like the Vitality boys have sniffed that out. They're swinging toward the anchor, and I believe Alito's getting comms to come back and help. With a couple of traded blows with Sage going down, there is still an opportunity for the boys to spoil Vitality's chances.
Oh, he ran right into it.
This is a big fight against Blast.
That's too bad. He just needed to have his gun out. That was an easy kill.
Holding the opposite angle, but Blast doesn't overcommit. Very well done from Vitality to stay up.
And here we are, Sucre on your screen. You got Skull just across the way. So if you're swarmed and pinched by Blast and Skull, Blast immediately sends the building and says, you are not getting out of here. Good luck trying to get that self-res off. It's a nice flurry of kills for Vitality.
Yeah, that was really clean, honestly. It looks like the comms look a lot better this time around, and you do see the boys full wipe, by the way. So Yellow 7, they won the early contest, but they lose the mid-game gunfight to go down in 11th. Let's listen into Blatant, who have been eco-challenging Mansion for a while.
Oh, he made it.
You're getting shot from where?
Like fucking church.
On my danger, can you see that?
No, you need to land safe. You need to land safe. You need to land safe.
Where can I land though?
I don't know.
Going to the buy right now from ponds.
Ah, fuck, I'm right here.
I'm with you, Tom. I'm landing church,
Yeah, I see him on the right. He's there glitching it.
You gotta watch out behind, Tom.
I know, I'm trying to hit this fucking... I'm in close in my pond.
Left or right?
My right.
We gotta be careful for Mansion.
I need to buy streets.
Mansion's on the wall, He's Oing on the wall.
On my right. Look.
Tom, look
He's
at
behind you. He's right behind you. You don't hear him, huh? These comms are...
Nice.
You should have pushed that.
There's a lot of things you can break down from that specific listen, and Tom's like on my right. You've got Dale just trying to make sure he can push off GD and co, but he's not having a ton of luck, especially with Team Neto just behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. It sounded like they were lost.
We're pinched. We're going through it.
I don't think they had the info that they thought they did, because was calling for like really hot contests, and GD certainly was not good at Dave. Was not pushing anything. He was hanging out on the other side of the gazebo top in pond. So we'll see what happens. But on the south side, this is where the action is going to be. This is going to be the chapel side.
Ooh.
We'll see what we're able to do. Actually, we're going to swing back to Blatant because they are taking some shots on GD, Staley, and co. This team, by the way, you go to Dave, GD. They were going to come watch, and they said, well, it's about the same price to just play, so let's just go play. So who knows? Maybe they could be a huge underdog story, a fun member of the community out there at Warzone pickup team. But we'll swing over. Free Camp's going to show us what's going on the south side, because look how many teams are over here playing through Chapel. Going to have to work their way into zone. FaZe has been battling for the south the entirety of this map, and now, unfortunately, they're going to be battling with some stims against the gas, because they are getting held by 3 or 4 teams. Unfortunately, this is just how the cookie crumbles when you try to rotate south, and there's 7 teams still in Main Street trying to work their way through Chapel.
Last stim for Prospect on 5 kills, and this is not a multi that you're gonna want. There's still 9 teams alive, but I do respect that. Get youngsters.
Haha, you should have went left. He would have lost either way.
But there's so many teams here, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, they got a buyback. I mean, they can maybe float or try to find a safe spot with a little bit of intel over the top.
Not with this circle.
Youngsters just sending GD.
You know what? Land on top of them, cut the line of sight off. But then you're gonna have the entire lobby looking at you. But this is where you need at least top 5.
Insane! I didn't know you could do that.
They're off the map. We're still looking for top 5. And Youngsters has found the top of this gazebo.
No way!
Found a kill on top of it. Staley's lost a teammate, so it's just gonna be go to Dave versus
That was crazy.
on a LAN environment. But Youngsters
2 more kills.
FaZe actually make a solid game out of a frustrating start. They were able to put together solid points as we get to our top 6.
Does not get the multi he wants, but takes some people down with him. And of course, Team Neto's on your screen with Vitality across the way, but they've entered and put the pressure on this little construct. Vitality's got them pinched exactly where they want them, and who's going to be the barrier?
Skullface.
Making the presence known. Oh, that nade though?
There's that tomahawk just bounced off the crate, but Vitality's still going to clean up the problem is they get extremely weak and actually lose blast in the engagement. This is a big signal flare in the sky that everybody else should look their way. 1 in the corner. Does he get punished? Yes, absolutely. Sage blast. They have 2 up. The problem is they are extremely weak. And with Sage down and Skullface last alive for his team, he's going to have to make a miracle happen. He does get a top 5 though. Huge multiplier. This is much better than NA Finals, albeit in a weaker lobby. Vitality look very strong right now and winning our
1v1v1.
Put him in a blender. See you later, Blatant. Top 3.
Oh, he's been such a stalwart of the scene for such a
Oh,
long
did he make it?
time.
Oh, he made it.
5. Now we have
1v1.
1v1 for the win.
Oh, he has it. This guy's in the gas.
Irrational in the corner. The third party.
Here it is.
And he's going to play off in the distance. Vitality should get a win here. They have zone. They've got position. Skulls on 5. Vitality strung together. A great game, even after losing the hot contest. Skull still is going to have this priority in zone as well. As long as he doesn't scam here, should be okay.
Okay. You see Jackal force the stim.
Let's go. Skullface.
There it is. Nice, clean. Just plays the angles on the rooftop. And Vitality taking map number 1.
This is a team that they've had their ups and downs, and frankly, recently it's been a lot more downs. But that was a much cleaner map from them. It didn't even all go their way. They didn't need to be uncontested to have a good map. They were contested by a team that they lost to. Regardless of what you think that team's strength is in this lobby, they lost them off drop, they regained in pond, and then worked their way back into the map. So taking a look at this last stand, I mean, some really crucial clutch ups to stay alive in this map. And it was trading of blows here, but Blast actually gets cut down from the backside tip as Skull and Sage have to fly through bridge, and they're gonna have to just play over the top. Now, they immediately know Netos is there. They see him rotating through, which is a huge spot. Otherwise, their entire tournament, or rather this entire map, could have been spoiled. But a big win there puts them in position to potentially play together. But Sage actually gets cut down in rotation, so it's all up to Skull to win his ones, and well, he's pretty good at that.
I mean, you see this is where Unrational kind of skirts in. He's got some nice cover. Thomas is still over there with Skullface, so I think taking that fight right there is super impactful because Jackal's just laying low, and at that point, he had 2 stims. He's just trying to play, what is that circle pop going to look like? Can I delay it? And then Unrational, even with this angle, I'm shocked he doesn't pick apart Skull there. So that timing for Skull's move is great.
Yeah, and Jackal did smartly, which is hanging out looking for a third party. Again, every kill in this final circle for these players is 1.4 points, which is the spread, by the way, of the difference of making it to the next stage or not oftentimes. So, you know, these are really important points, and so Jackal was smart, played for the third party, waited for them to shoot at each other, popped up, took the shots, and unfortunately didn't get the zone pull. Really, his only option, especially using the Muni and the different changes that have happened in Warzone recently, is stem as best you can and then just kind of lose. Unless you got really lucky on the zone and could have just played behind the wall. That was a Vitality win all day because Skullface won his ones. And frankly, this is a strong game from them. 1.6667. You can do the meme all you want, but that is a lot of points. That's 19 total kills and a 1.6x multi. That's a great day for them. That's a great drop for them.
I thought you were going to keep doing math. I was like, gosh, all right. Be my math teacher at this rate.
If I'm going to be honest, I think that's the best game I've seen them drop in
30.4?
In a while.
Yeah, that's really impactful for their scoreline, considering in that NA Finals online, what did they get, 14th, 15th?
Oh, yeah, it was 15th.
Completely different lobby per se, but we'll get there, right? We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, well, and again, this is just instilling confidence in some of these top teams. Now, I did say that for Group A, and we see somebody like AG Global not qual, so you can't be...
It's kind of scary,
you can't be too chill about it, but Vitality was going in, they're like, dude, you're going to see us in finals, don't worry about it, we're going to do our job.
They were calm. Like, dude, I saw Ebates this morning, he was chill, feeling really good, just kind of walking around, enjoying it. And when you've got Sage, Blast, and Skull locked in, I saw them having dinner the other day, like at the restaurant, and they've just been vibing. It's been really cool to see them get together, because there's something to be said about playing on LAN with your teammates by your side.
Yeah, great game number 1 anyways, especially for Vitality. Super happy to see them performing well. And you know what, you got to think too, Sage's mom has to be ecstatic. She's here in the video. Had
She's
a chance
so
to see her.
sweet.
She is the sweetest mom you could possibly imagine. Had a chance to give Sage a hug just a little bit earlier. Big game, it's got to be at least 30 or so points coming out.
About 30, yeah.
But also, not only from them, but FaZe, they struggled in the online stages, had a decent game here, which puts them in a good spot if they stay consistent to at least making it to the next stage.
Yeah, I think it's actually interesting conversation because when you have the 14 teams, I brought this up during the cast, when you have 14 teams, some of these big POIs are going to be uncontested. They have the entire southeastern side of the map alone. I'm talking Lumber and most of the top side of Cole, and nobody was even moving over from boat until Zephy's team was like, oh, there's nobody over here? Let's go check Lumber. And then they find FaZe there, right? So there was so much room to work with, Taylor, that I'm glad FaZe was actually able to come out with a decent amount of kills.
NIP eliminated early, but they do in fact get 10 kills too.
Okay.
That's massive. I'll take that all day, and I would expect that from contesting Mansion. You'd be able to find a bunch of farmage, right? But it was also interesting because you have Showstopper stepping in lieu of Wars, right? Wars steps up to coach. Showstopper comes in, massively competes. I mean, he got 6 recently in the Saudi E-League, but this is a really large competition for him to step back into. And of course, it's Resurgence, not Big Map, so.
Yeah, we saw FaZe just a little bit earlier. Again, having a great game. Currently, they should be top 3, which is wonderful. They just have to remain consistent. UCJ, though, Goj, a wonderful game coming out from Irrational and his crew.
Yeah, I actually don't know how many kills they had, but they do make it to top 5. They're a top 3 team, right? So I was really impressed with them, able to play around through mid-map. They played through Main Street and worked their way up past SAUL, who were holding at Chapel early. Basically won that contest and then held everybody else rotating up to the north side. So they were the reason that a lot of these teams weren't able to even make it to this new zone to get us to our top 5. Getting there there, getting top 5. They get their nice multi. A great map for them.
There's Vitality holding the bridge and doing it very, very well. They ultimately end up taking it in the end, and you gotta be happy for Vitality. You know, they've gone through some struggles. However, they're still one of the most dominant teams out there. 30.4. That's going to be huge from them. UCJ 22.4 as well, and of course Nato's as well. You like it. 5th place, 18 points. Like some big names pulling some big games, much like FaZe in 8th.
It's exactly what you need to do, especially when the 74 mark is kind of that cutoff after our series to get you into the top 8 for where you can advance to the next series. So the teams down here, you've got FaZe Esports there with 8th, but it's 19.2 points. That's above that average of 15 that we were talking about to get you in that safe zone. And then it even gives you a buffer if the next game isn't so great.
Also, look, I was memeing on Youngsters. He put up 7 of their 16 in the first map and made a hero play to be a top 10 team to get at least some multi. That's ahead of the margin for error. It's above the 15 points that we said you got to have.
That's it. 15 points definitely going to be where you want to be. 100%. Below that, you're going to be in a little bit of trouble already, though. Not bad at all. Game 1 has concluded. I'm ready for another Havens Hollow. Let's hop into it.
Let's run it back. Players are ready to play some games today. I like it. Havens Hollow, we're right back into it, Tiff.
Yep.
Talk to me about what you saw at the very beginning. Obviously, Mansion, the most contested POI.
Well, I would say definitely the circle pull off initial is going to be that big deciding factor of it, right? Our pull looked like we were going straight out to the western side of things, which is where you're going to see a lot more of those contests. Ton of people go Mansion. So what does that leave open? I mentioned Research Center, which can be a hotbed of activity. It's going to be Team Jackal, Devo, Tapo that goes ahead, starts their early uncontested, similar to what you were talking about down by Lumber, getting the entire southeast. But they're going to feel really solid about that because what they can do is gear up to a position where they can grab intel and then go to third party, the outskirts of Mansion, which is where they walked into Team Neto.
Yeah, no, that's a good call. And I think with that zone pull too, they had to make that decision of where do we hear all the gunshots on the map, right? Where intel or otherwise, whether we had UAVs in the skies or otherwise, we hear the gunshots at Mansion. Let's go that way, which again opens up this giant side of the map for FaZe to rotate through, but they elect to go through boat, which works out well for them because they find kills along the way. Sometimes when you're alone like that, it's hard to actually find the kills, whether you're in zone or out of zone, doesn't really matter. If you're alone and you're not willing to get aggro, you're going to be in trouble in terms of our scoreboard. That's one of the issues with some of these teams that even if you get your zone pull, let's say it pulls pond and you drop pond, you still got to go frag out. It's Resurgence after all.
Well, I do love that Vitality because that area pond wasn't too established, right? You see Blast kind of run off. He's totally good to regain out there, and it's incredibly open. Sometimes if Mansion isn't as hotly contested, which it usually is, right, you'll be able to get angles cross map straight into pond, and then it's a different story for Blast. But that mid regain was great.
Yeah, it's a good point. You know, with these 14 teams, you know, pond frankly isn't a good starting drop, which is why people don't usually drop there unless they absolutely
It's great for the long game and that circle pool, like, hey, they know.
With 14 teams, you know, there's room for other people other places. So nobody dropping pond means it's a great regain spot.
Not going to get away with it in the next series.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. We'll see what they're able to do. Havens Hollow, and then we are headed back to Rebirth Island. But folks, it's time to jump straight into the action. Thanks for hanging out with us, and it is looking like we are pulling to the west yet again. Good news, maybe, if you're a Vitality fan, they do start off hot against the boys and send one out into the drink. Well, they went out and trained immediately. A different story than map 1.
Yeah, this was a lot more quicker pace for them on this contest. It drug out about 2 to 3 minutes, and I'd imagine once that boys start to get their players back in, they could look to lay siege onto this. I do see a bit of changes when I think about it. As we look at our map, you can see Team Jackal over there on the right-hand side of things. But now, you know what? They've got a neighbor. Team 12, Team Bump decided they also want to go towards Research Center and actually pushes Team Jackal to more of that Coal Depot area.
Yeah, well, some of the teams that got Hork slammed off rip are like, well, where's 3 spots on the map? And you do see FaZe in that dark blue bottom right at Lumber by themselves. They're going to have to go through Zepti and Co. through boat if they want to rotate the exact same as last time. Very similar zone. This one should pull a little bit further west rather than hanging out around Chapel towards in-game. But hey, only time will tell. Let's jump right back into the action at Mansion because we still see 1, 2, 3, 4 teams at Mansion. All right, let's keep it going.
Big enough to house them all, right? What do we got, like 15 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, go wherever you need, but it's going to be Vita on the roof that gets absolutely collapsed upon by AJ from across the way. Now, mind you, Ninjas in Pajamas may have went out early from this contest, but they racked up 10 kills because of the high engagement, and you're going to see them continuously pursue Team Neto until they're forced to drop that cluster.
And Showstopper, like you said, onto the roster for the first time. It was a fun one to see. the scene for a very long time, actually. Been playing LANs all the way leading up to this series. Didn't compete in Birmingham, but joins the team here. Wars moving to a coaching position. Wars says, don't worry, I'll be back for big map. But
good.
Off screen, we do see FaZe pick up most of Devo and Jackal, hunting their third currently, while on screen, UJC, like I said, playing around Main Street. They're in a bit of trouble as well, as we do see Geekay has moved up from gazebos to try to chow them.
Here's that fight. You were mentioning Jackal up here on the roof. FaZe moving in. They rotate from Lumber straight to Cole to hunt him down. It's an isolated fight that they were going to feel really comfortable with, considering how much frags they were able to secure in map number 1. Jackal on the ground. Devo trying to get back in. And so far, stalemate.
Unfortunately, while that was all going on and we have another fight on screen, we lost UJC. A great map 1. They got full wiped in that last contest right when we swapped off of them. Bummer timing, and unfortunately bummer timing for Lays as he kind of gets slammed a little bit. But we do have StuKX, our anchor, hanging out with 124 damage, just letting our 2 fraggers go to work. And they did a little bit of work. They got in there, just ruined UJC's day, and a top team from map 1 probably dropped 1 or 2 points total on this map. You only can afford one of those in a 5-map series, folks. UJC's got to lock in going forward.
Definitely okay. There's the boys from the Geekay coming back on in. I love that StuKX brought in a streak to get some cover for the boys. Now back to Mansion. SAUL now here. Raul, Knight, Clumsy. Couple of kills strung across the members, and we do have some angles, but I love that we're being really cautious about how we approach these and not missing it.
Yeah, SAUL has elected to send their 2 fraggers support rather up at Mansion to get involved in
nice little window check.
The craziness that is this building, where the anchor decides to hang out in Barn, or the Barn area, rather than trying to hunt south. We swing back over to Geekay, though, who are still hunting for more kills. Does look like Lays has got a couple. Man, back
what up, King Tut?
No worries. Geekay is
just spectating this tournament today.
Yeah,
trying to learn a little bit about how these guys play Rebirth, and what guns they're using.
Is moving, so he's gonna have to creep his way into Main Street and not be quite as safe here in a moment.
Yeah, you do have multiple teams.
There's no grapples in this though, so it's like.
They'll feel perfectly fine elsewhere. That Main Street is still being definitely really active, considering you have Jackal, Devo, Tappa.
It's not really the same game we're playing in PUBG.
ISO, and Ninjas in Pajamas remain in control, still alive. Not the first team out here with Mansion. Vision on 2.
And you don't see SAUL over here anymore, by the way. They lost their fights, regained, and they're going to actually go take a look south. So we'll check back in with them later. We're going to do a quick listen in with Ninjas in Pajamas. A big one for them after only 10 in the first.
Careful. He's inside, he's inside. I'm going to watch my dip. He's on the heady in the back. Go back, don't go back. Let's control the roof, okay? Let's people L2. People everywhere here still. I hear people below me, I think secret. Be careful on the zip. You could miss, the audio too, okay?
One is L2. You run in L2. Look at this guy. 3, 2, 1. And I'm not taking any bullets here. No protection.
I'm reloading.
One in. We should maybe, we can clear those, to be honest. Like,
I knocked one down here.
Look at the ball, one shot, flying in. One. Where? The bar, no, fuck, I didn't hear you.
Okay, one more flying above us, one more flying right above us. Look.
All right, my biggest comm here is the control the roof. Yeah. There's so many teams below, don't give up this high ground, but then they waste that and they go straight down after those initial engagements. You still have Blatant there. You do still have squad number 12, which is going to be bumped, so keep tabs on that, but there's action everywhere as continuously we're rotating in.
Yes, extremely similar to map 1. We have the battle for the south, battle for the north. As per the usual with these types of zones, you basically have to battle through Main Street with how many buildings are in this position. There could be a rat in every single corner, got to breach and clear. Whereas on the north, it's just the battle over Mansion who decides to leave last. But for now, Geekay has restabilized, and now their anchor not quite as safe, but StuKX still alone for the most part. Finds one member of FaZe.
During this, we lose out on Ninjas in Pajamas right after control the roof listening. And now Geekay laying siege to FaZe here. Prospect going to be the first person they see and immediately dives back, wants to reunite with the team set up for this building.
Stacked on top of each other here, FaZe.
Come on.
Maybe in a bit of trouble. Still 3v3. I don't think Lays knows he's up here, but oh, God, timing at its finest. Vonbot trades one out
down at the very least, but Lay's perfect time to get to the top, but unfortunately gets cut down from a distance. That Prospect that swings in and grabs the trade as well. Our anchor is still safe, but right on the edge of zone, and it looks like ISO tried to get in here. Tapulator, they've been
They really messed up not having the rebirth timers on the players' names. For spectating this, man, it's like crucial information.
And Prospect's gonna put the pedal to the metal. We're gonna hunt some more kills. FaZe actually looking pretty strong.
Whoa, that's a 3-stack right there. Holy moly.
Push for them to hold that down. The rotation should be nice. You turn back to Mansion. It's been chaos.
About to get wiped. Oof.
Into that top 5 position at map number 1 are still inching towards at least the top 10. Can we take them down? Good angles. They're basically deathballing Mansion together.
Yeah, they finally went out in Mansion, especially as it's leaving zone. This is big for them. They know they're going to be last to leave. And that's Team Bump that just got fully eliminated, who had rotated all the way over from Research. And we continue to get this recap perspective of the battle between Geek and FaZe that has been going on for the last 5-6 minutes. And it does look like Jackal, Tivo, and Tappa are going to join this party. The question is how late, as FaZe does win the gunfight and forces Stukex to continue doing what he's been doing this entire map.
Oh, he's using the Carbone. Yeah, that's 3 different SMGs. People using the Razor, the Carbone, Kogot. I haven't seen anyone use the VST yet.
I'm watching our mini map. I'm watching our map to see if we can see the floaters. Did he do enough? Timer is still active. No way, FaZe are still alive. That was unbelievable from Prospect, and both of the FaZe members are in the air now. I cannot believe that.
What a heroic save. I know Swag's over there on a watch party, probably screaming for the boys. Definitely. Blatant here moves into the same position we saw them in map number 1. This time different, right? Vitality elsewhere. Still down to a 2. We pick off 1, and Thomas is feeling much more confident. They seem disjointed in their comms in map 1, but maybe they've tightened it up because they do have more alive here.
And this zone is, again, nearly identical to the last map. We are right on Chapel, a hair further north. You're going to have more of Pond in this circle. We could see very easily a back-to-back play for a Vitality win if they're able to take down Blatant on the north side. We'll see what they're able to do. That's going to be that purple 2. Watch out for him. We see Jackal, Devo, and Tappa. They've decided to slow down because our Resurgence timer's closed. So as it's closed, we're going to hang out. Just relax. Stukex in deep trouble. Blast has sniffed him out, and he's outside in the outside of the zone with FaZe. On the inside, there's nowhere for him to run. There's nowhere for him to hide. And down goes Geek. He can stim a couple times. He can self-revive all he wants. I cannot imagine he will make it in at this point if FaZe knows he's out here.
We just need a buy. We got 22,000. We are
Whoa.
You're going to run right into the FaZe members. We get it?
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Oh, Stukex.
FaZe down. FaZe out. Not getting the top 5 multi. But we could see Geek with no. SAUL wants to stomp that comeback straight down as they get to play the front of this. Plenty of high to low ground. I love the space they're controlling.
Yeah, unfortunately, FaZe just got caught between a rock and a hard place because they were actually so distracted by the team ahead of them that nobody knew Stukex actually made it out. Because FaZe wasn't actually the team that knocked him, it was the backside of the Vitality team. So because of that, he's able to regain, wipe FaZe, and then make it to top 6. FaZe did not get the multiplier they wanted, but still a solid game. Should see them in a position in the top 8 to move on to the next round if they can keep this pace up. Now, we do not see UJC because they lost, they went out first. However, we see their counterparts that play around mid-map, this time in the late game, which is going to be Raul and Clumsy. That is SAUL. Otherwise, it's a very similar in-game.
Yeah, this is quite interesting, right? You got Jackal, Tappa, Devo, Team of 3, SAUL, you have Blatant, you have Vitality. These are your 4 rosters, and this will be the first fight as they try to just basically get into a playable situation. This is where SAUL just needs to shred them apart, but it's so hard to do when you have Team Blatant out on your right side, just holding the craziest of angles. And they can take all that space where they've already laid an anchor into the next circle too.
Yeah, Blatant is the only team in the new zone. The battle for the outside of the zone, they've all gotten to a top 5 position. They've all got the best multiplier once they win the map. Let's see who gets out
alive after the third party on the outside of the map. It is trading at blows left, right, and center.
Wait.
A checkered board, and Vitality is still up, but they lose Skull Face this time around. Looking for an angle, Delirious finds it on the backside. Blatant in a really good position, taking down one remaining member of Vitality. They were in zone. They had the whole control of the north side of the map. Everybody else was fighting. Vitality's out of here. This is going to be a blatant win. Winning the north was key to their success.
3v1v1. We just have to clean it up, and they have the space. Don't scam here. Raul immediately approaches from the west-hand side, gets a knock, but trades come through. We clear it out, and Team Blatant correct the mistakes from map number 1 on a similar circle and take the win.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Again, it feels so similar. I mean, it's the exact same position of the map. In final zone, Vitality make it to top 5. Jackals.
Interesting, man. Interesting.
Can we just talk about that?
I'd be happy too.
I mean, yeah, you get a land map win. You take that all day, and that's the momentum you need. There's not a lot of maps here today, but if you can at least net yourself a win.
We got Miami versus Optic. There we go. Cute.
The first blood, and now Bomb Player kind of isolated for a second. He's got support from behind, but he's going to go ahead and push forward. He's going to drop. Hook has been lying in.
I don't know any of these Miami players. Never heard of them.
Optic. Again, they are perfect on Plaza.
Well, this is a bomb site. When we watch Miami, they love to work out or beat. They love to just sort of get this bomb down right away. And it is a tough retake, right? We've seen like multi-kills from Drakes, even when you're down a man. Him and Rencor holding that outer ledge, getting 2 or 3. But Optic, they're just in position right away.
And even though Optic, they aren't a team that I'd say like, I don't know, their strongest ability is to thrive in chaos. Like they play counters. I don't think that at all. But like, I do think they have very good small talk, very good communication. In a map like this, where you can rotate so quickly and have so many needs for efficient trading, like sure, they're going to be good at it. Why the hell not?
Well, and that's just a talent, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you're telling these guys, let's 4v4, they're going to take that every single day.
Yeah. And they're like, Heretics aren't going to do it, so I guess we aren't. But then the Heretics do send it all to hay. Shotzi just going to tag a stun and back up. It's quickly up in map real fast. Here from Hercules. Wow. And that's not ready for that at all. Rancor, though, they weren't ready for him. He's able to line up both as he takes the deep route back through. So now pressure on Straussy and Dashy. And now it's down to a 2v2.
Well, Dashy's 4-0. But yeah, Rencor just backed up sooner than the rest of his team. But I love that little strat there. Just so quick on the rotation. Shotzi almost falls off the map there. Saw it in map 1, but you got to retake this. And what is this spot?
Oh!
Is he just hanging on by his...
Yes, he is. I believe his nuts is what you're going to say, Joe. Dashy, 1 versus 1 versus Rancor. 13 seconds to go. Plays the time, and that will seal it.
Look at that crowd. Not insane.
Just a couple of years back to the B's he did, bro. He's like, he was on his nips, dude, just like balancing.
No, MW2, yeah. High rise, MW3, that was the one.
Yeah, high rise, that's what it was. Yeah. That took me back to that. Dashy remains perfect. Wins the 1 versus 1. I mean, yeah, you're kind of guessing. Rancor's just spinning in circles, hoping he picks right.
I mean, Miami 2-1 on this map. I do not know if I agree with Navito and Plaza versus Opti team. It's their playground.
Well, here we go. Let's meet on A. Smokes out, Gunny's up. Who is up is Mercules. 1 versus 2. They able to push it out. He gets tagged, backs up. He had several clutches here yesterday, including an ace. He's yet to find his first kill, but what better time than now? There's one close, and Mercules does it again. 1v2 for the round.
And I think when you watch this guy, he makes it look so simple, but there's like just layers to it, right? He sees the detonate, he allows it to blow up. He's pretty much saying, okay, they're not going to look here for half a second. They're going to reposition, do that detonate. That's exactly it. He takes that timing, gets a freebie on a Rencor, and then just knows I can take my time. I think what stands out is he just is so patient.
Yeah.
And he makes everyone kind of freak out. That was simple.
I mean, the one he almost had yesterday, bro. What was it on raid?
The near 1v3 for an ace, that would have been, I mean, dude, he just makes some stuff look way too easy. Streak earned for Dashy. Streak will be called in. Heretics rotating into different positions. We'll see if Shotzi's able to win his fight. Trakes takes that out, or so. Despite the streak, you get the blood.
I'm gonna assume he had Mewfield.
He must have Mewfield, yeah.
Shotzi just runs out.
That was my first, I'm like, he's gonna get traded surely with the streak, but he doesn't. So Mewfield, I believe, pop for Trakes.
There was a little interesting, because yesterday we saw them call that in post-plant over towards B. They just kind of do that dry.
Never do it dry, Joe. They tried to bring it back 3v4. We'll see if they can do it. Dashy's been the guy to get the picks.
Never do it dry, Joe. Keep it creamy.
Hook in trouble and will get dropped. Can't trade it out. Trake's now working on an ace of his own. Started off with the first pick. It's on Hercules, though. Until he's dead, I don't think the round is over. He is dead, though. His Heretics needed one badly. They get it done even through the streak. They're on the board.
Well, Big Trace, he's had some impact plays throughout the weekend, has another one here. Earns that first blood behind the Hellstorm. When Dashy's calling that in, Shotzi's going hunting a little bit, trying to find some info, and then, yeah, had a timing just behind them over towards B inside a store.
So where the streak got you a round 11 win versus G2 yesterday, it doesn't really lead to anything here, but as you said, they ripped it a little bit differently, Joe, and maybe don't do that one again. 4-1, so the advantage for Optic, and here we go. Oh, wow, Metals is out of the party. He'll be late to join the party. He'll try to cut it in through mid. And then it's the nades that hit. Raykor gets two. Metals does get involved through mid. And very quickly, it's Mercules last alive again.
Yeah, and I think Miami are pretty much saying, like, we've had some advantages in these fights, even in the 1-on-2 clutch, right, from Mercules. That's what you want. You want out here. So, gonna be confident going inside of A.
Yeah, no, they sent it in, but it's almost like they had a stutter step there and just hit the nades perfectly.
Yeah, even round one, they opened it up with an 8. They just lost the 4-on-3.
So round by round, they claw back into this after what, an 0-4 hole to start. We'll see how Optic approach this offense. At first, I was looking at the arrows. It looked like you were going to have a split, but then all of them just turned. Someone made the call. We're hitting A.
Well, this is what they want. They just have to avoid the nades, which they do. And now you're playing retake if you are Miami.
Yet to really retake this successfully in the post plant. We'll see if they're able to do it. Dashy will get it down clean.
A lot of the times there's a short smoke here, and that's to avoid the trophy. Well, this time it's going to come through mid.
Oh, stack.
You're hoping you turn ahead for a moment.
Insane.
For maybe a split second, but Hook turns back around. His teammates pick up the kills. And there's a good vision of how difficult it is to retake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you throw the smoke mid and you're hoping someone looks at it, but
well, I mean, Hook did for a second, but like, yeah.
We haven't really seen 3 people run through middle.
That would have been the time. 5-2 advantage now. Dashy approaching double digits. Heretics this time gonna send it. Lone player mid is Mercules. Could be a situation where he's last alive for the clutch again.
Oh.
They're going to connect. That's a fastball to Trakes' forehead as he drops. Mercules does get involved in the fight, but they'll take numbers. It looks like back up and hold for now.
That's just it. Yeah, they find that first blood, play a little dodgeball, hit him in the head, and now you're pretty much saying, go ahead, put that bomb down. In Miami, they just don't want to get caught because they are down in a 3-on-4 on the bomb.
You don't want it to be a 2-on-4.
Yeah, as you are planting. And well, there's going to be the call. And Super was looking for it. Mercules, though, in. Now a 1 versus 2. A map done. Still undefeated on Plaza.
Nobody can take him out on Plaza. G2, maybe the closest. They got him to around 11 yesterday in an epic battle. But this one, not really close. Yes, some winnable rounds where you had numbers, where you lost a 2v1. There were chances for Heretics, but Optic and the clutch of Mercules, and well, the hot hand in Dashy simply not allowing it.
Yeah, just outplayed. I mean, Rencor, he plays a little bit better, has 9 medals, though, off his hot map 1, 4 first deaths. Well, Dashy's got 3 first blood, 2 first bloods, but Just controlling the map.
And it's just, dude, it's crazy. Like in Mercury's, how young his career is. That it is just literally. I don't care the situation in Search. Like
It's
until
just a
he's
trust,
dead.
yeah.
Until he's dead, I'm like, he might pull something out of his ass.
Yeah, there's a chance. He's a magician like that. That's his magic trick.
Dude, it's pull something out of his ass. What's up there today? Scar Overload going to be the next map. Thoughts on this before the break?
Yeah, I mean, this is your chance if you're Miami. I think there's an opening here in 3-4-5. I think Scar, they've played it a ton throughout the year. Their strength is their ARs. Scar Overload has been a weakness for Opti. If you can get to the raid search, there's a chance for Heretics. But right now, I don't know, man. It's not Sunday, so nobody's challenging these guys.
No. They seem untouchable now. I know they did drop a map to G2, so that invincible run to a final has changed. And, well, it's a far different format. Maybe let's talk about that now that we're in the bracket.
Yeah.
They're perfect so far in the bracket. They go up 2-0. Heretics in trouble. Optics seem to be far too much for them. But remember, this 8-team bracket is double elimination, so loser here still goes on to fight. But that'll do it for the first two maps. Quick break. We'll be back to map 3.
COD Champs tickets are on sale now. Come see the best teams lock in for this season's grand finale in fabulous Las Vegas.
I said he just came from playing the Saudi E-League, got 6th over there, but a lot of his experience is big map. Now, he did play EWC back in 2025, but that was just outside a top 10 performance. So we're looking for something that's a bit more impactful, but I think pairing them up with King, AJ, and Vision, there's a good chance that that trio can make it happen.
Anchor again reminds me, showstopper, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's taking Wars' position, so yeah. I mean, he's got.
So answer me this NIP then. So obviously drop spots a little bit different whenever it comes to group play.
Yeah.
Where are we looking at NIP landing, and who's going to be the biggest competition when it comes to Rebirth?
Well, that is a great question, because here's the biggest question I have is it's hard to anchor when there's 4 teams landing on your head and
That's true.
okay?
You asked us about Blast
You know what I
early and
mean?
Control.
Right.
Like, it's the same concept, right?
That's right. So,
control the roof. That's what we heard.
Yeah, so like if I'm in IP, I'm looking to control another big POI. I'm looking at maybe Control Center. I'm looking at maybe up in Bio. Like, I think you could play farther on the outside of the map on a map like Rebirth. But
if Showstopper is the anchor, though, let me ask you this. Why are they dying so early then? What's happening with Showstopper?
What do you mean? There's 4 teams on their head.
Brother, you get in mansion.
Listen, but you gotta find success if you want to make it to the next stage, and it's not going to get any easier after the group is concluded.
All right, hear me out, Reflections. When we cast, I want you to go talk to that man right there behind him. Go get Wars. Say, Wars, what is happening? Why you boys going out early? Why can't they lay down the roof like they said they were in the listening? Look, this is what happens when you have someone step in new right before a LAN. The kinks happen. What is going on is they're still getting double-digit kills and falling. Like, that's
a big positive.
nothing to scoff
I'm not that worried about him.
Exactly.
I think Rebirth, again, we're going to all learn on the first map of Rebirth where people are actually landing, because group stages are different, and depending on where they land, if they get quadruple conned on Rebirth as well, I'm gonna go over there and be like, Wars, I don't know what you've done, but everybody has a target on you now. Like, let's change it up.
You're making enemies, sir.
Yeah. So I think there's gonna be some wide open spots on the map, and everybody's gonna see those as they're flying in as well.
Yeah, and to be clear, I think at this point, compared to Group A, it's still so close for anybody to break into top 8. There's nobody really like crazy leads at the moment.
Sure.
I mean,
What is it, a 12-point per game average right now for the bubble?
If you go from NIP, they're currently at 23. You jump up the list to what, 5th place is 33. That's a 10-point spread between 9th place and 5th, right? So
they are right.
Now, granted, you don't want to wait too long to get the ball rolling. I think NIP is going to be just fine. They are bringing massive numbers, but they just need to stay alive. So that's why, again, I'm looking at Showstopper. But if you're getting triple, quadruple conned, that's a little bit of a different story. Makes things tough for sure. Rebirth, though, we've talked obviously NIP. We've talked Vitality. Who else do you think is truly going to feel at home on this map?
Ooh.
I mean, that's a good. I think it's another good question. I'm looking at UJC. I think JTech on Rational and Clap have not only a ton of experience on this map, but oftentimes have a decent amount of success as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a team that we could certainly watch to do some big numbers on this map and kind of go from bubble. Both of those two teams go from bubble to a team that's going through. No questions asked.
100%.
So I'll be looking out for both of those rosters. Other than that, I mean, I hate to do this, but the big question mark is still FaZe.
Oh, man.
I mean, if they're landing mid-prison and they're just battling their way through prison every time, I don't know if
if that'll work out for him with youngsters on the roster that change things up.
He was coaching. He was doing coaching. Did he coach Rebirth?
I don't know, probably. But yeah, again, let's talking about UJC, whether you're landing out at Turbine or whether you're landing like mid-prison, like it changes your playstyle certainly.
Have any big teams in the past historically for Rebirth had success landing mid-prison? Because I know that's a big contention point. It's also a main transitional point. So you've got a lot of opportunity for kills, but also that's a ton of ground to try and cover. You can always have somebody on your offense.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there have been teams that have put up good numbers from mid-prison. It's just a matter of being able to win out your POI early. If you're playing Showers, for instance, win out mid early, and then you can actually play for the roof and farm a bunch of kills. But that's the key, is actually be able to farm a bunch of kills from the top roof. Control high ground, people flying in, you get a ton of intel, and boom, you look up and you're at mid-map. There's still 9 teams on the map, and you have like 15 kills already.
I know we got J-Tech on the screen right now, but I wanted to give a huge shout out to Clap, who we're just kind of focusing on. That dude's sitting on 9 kills for the team, and he's got double kind of what J-Tech and Unrational have. Like, they each have 5, they have 4 for Gary. That's not a bad start, right? 18 total kills for the roster, situated with 24 points. They're inside the top 8, and they haven't really been lasting that long in terms of their
Come on, why do these games take so long to start, yo? These.
A little tough, but they could be much
Where's the professionalism in this tournament?
Has, at least for me, stolen a show. They have been
These guys are already on to the next map. Like,
map 1 and 2. We know their Havens Hollow is great. How's their Rebirth Island?
DreamHack.
SAUL, a very talented and actually a massive Indian organization across multiple esports. They take a risk picking up Raul Knights.
You don't have to commute.
Send it on in. He will drop it. His teammates find kills. Getting pushed up all the way will be Shotzi. He'll check his POV for now. He's going to need his teammates to make some plays. They haven't really found anything mid. They sniff out and deal with Shotzi, so no opening for him there. And now Heretics try to move forward behind numbers.
Yeah, this is a map where Heretics will throw 3 to 4 M15s out, right? We've seen them catch some teams, so Trace will probably have that. Metals maybe running around with that MPC, so maybe at some point you'll see Hook pull out an extra M15 to try to match this, but throughout the stage, it is 4 and 2 for Miami, 2 and 3. So a ton of reps for both of these squads on the side of Optic, but so yeah, again, there's an opening.
Shotzi, I think, is just held forward into their spawn over and over again. And at some point, it feels like he's going to make a play. Here, he's able to get 2. Nobody's got EMP, but he's just going to be the guy to go forward, turn heads. Needs one more bullet, and he's able to finish it off now on 3 straight and 5 and 2. That's going to be most everybody dead, with everybody coming off a spawn. Unfortunately, due to Shotzi's position on the backside of green, they all spawn pretty close to mid by B, and they're able to get shots in and hold.
Yeah, he just needs someone a little bit quicker with him, I guess.
Yeah, but EMPs need to get wrapped out,
but it feels like, we saw this yesterday from him. He's just playing with this, I'm just running at you playstyle, right? I'm playing in a pub. Then maybe just trying to catch them off guard, not allow them to get into their sort of slower setups with all of these ARs. You just blink, it's Hoot and Shotzi MPCs running it down. There it is. He's like, I'll do it myself.
Yeah. I just kept waiting. He got 2, he got 3. He wraps at the top green. I'm like, someone's got to get this. Just get it topside. They were never able to do it, but finally they do, and they get that score. Dashy still a threat here, turning heads, great shots in the super. Dashy 4 HP though, has to finesse here for a moment. Pushed out on both sides and finally drop, but that's 2 players focusing on him, so what does that do? That provides openings here, and Took has 2 if he puts one more bullet in, but sets up his teammate in Shotzi. EMP now coming forward. Rancor, it goes massive defensively on the other side.
Yeah, I don't know how he holds that, plus, yeah, he was 1 bullet. Yeah, the saving grace for the fact that this is not a 2-0. For Optic, but Optic have just not allowed them to get comfortable at all. Now a chance, but Dashy is going to have some shots. You already see Super is through. He has stayed alive, and somehow this is tied at 1-1.
Heretics, first time they're really able to touch it, and they do turn it into a score. They're going to need efficiency here, and so far, well, efficient on offense. That's going to be 3 dead. EMP now getting picked up bottom side. As long as Super remains here, they are a threat. The fact that, did you kill him fast enough to make the play? Mercules goes huge, wins the one-on-one with Super, stops EMP just short of the goal, wins another one. Mercules monster mode on defense.
And I think Super's taking that gunfight, maybe not trying to finesse, because he's thinking, like, we're going to score this no matter what. Like, they are spawning so far away. I'm going to give my team a chance, but now it is a counter, and then Mercules, from that spree, puts it in.
I think you're right. It's just, he's off by half a second.
Half a second.
Yeah. And we know COD can be a game of seconds, and it absolutely was there. Shotzi once again hunting towards green. This time, well, he's going to get dropped, but he has spent most of his time trekking into the opposition's third. Hercules is winning all his...
We're already planning. We're getting ready. We're talking drop spots. We're saying who goes here. I'm going to go ahead and slam them because I want them off of Rebirth Island.
That was great. I think you were checking out drop spots of maybe a scrim. I was curious what they were looking at there. I saw a map feed, though, of either the watch party or a main broadcast.
Hey, it's all about the knowledge. And you can see right there, I love that we've got our EWC champs in game for Rebirth Island. And it can show you this is what you're aspiring to accomplish here at DreamHack Atlanta as we work our way through the qualifiers to ultimately be able to play for that prestigious championship.
Yeah, here we go. Speaking of championships, saw a chance to look at our EWC champions from last year. Split up. We'll be seeing them tomorrow. Twisted Minds. But let's take a look at Rebirth Island and see where everybody decides.
None of these teams go harbor, huh?
Have elected to go over to the turbine side.
One team stronghold.
Looks like control is not contested. Everybody said the Vitality aura, albeit hasn't been great recently, is enough to scare everyone away. Two big POIs with a lot of real estate that are completely untouched, including, by the way, boat behind control.
All right, well, chemical it is for Team Neto. You saw squad number 10, ISO, did try to land here and gets evicted immediately. But a nice bit of action early on for Jackal, Devo, Tappa. Puts two here.
You got thirsted?
Mixy, Bio getting messy, Team Bump. These two are contesting themselves on not only Rebirth, but also early on in Havens.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that Tappa would go over here at Bio, and this is where we find them. They're actually in a bit of a blender with a team there that they're battling, but also a couple people rotating over the top, trying to fly back in and find their way to a safe spot on the map. But you're right, NIP in deep trouble.
Okay.
A solo, last alive on top of prison. Hopefully somebody doesn't fly on top of your head.
Well, this makes sense, right? If you're going to play Mansion and Havens Hollow, you're going to land center map. You look for those early active spots, right? So playing Roof of Prison is great, but you do have UCJ underneath you and across the way. And now Geeke is starting to show presence here. Squad number 13 as well. That's Team Breezy, Next Gen Hitman, Ant-Man. A lot of people looking to get antsy early on in Rebirth.
Hitman, Ant-Man, the brothers playing out of HQ. Like I said, some of these spots are wide open. No Gen G means HQ's free. Hitman's playing low side of HQ, which is interesting.
Hunting.
Nobody's playing up in the tower. So we go to the water because, well, it's fun out here.
It doesn't Goj. We are struggling here, especially with the boys across the way. Nothing stranger to them, right? When they play out on the west side of Havens Hollow, we regain in the water. Same thing here in Rebirth.
So it looks like Devo Jackal did win out in Bio and pushed out Team Bump, which is the ones in the water. And so they're just trying to figure out what the heck to do. So we'll swing over to some more action as
wow, how can he see through the water like that?
And they're going to find some fish in a barrel as well. The barrel's pretty big, though. It's the ocean.
I mean, they're cleaning this up. The boys, they just need the last member, and they're looking for him. He's in the air. Sukura trying to land safely. Dives immediately down. Should be okay for now. It would be weird if Youngsters just full sends to wipe them, because it's not going to be quick enough.
Here's the fight. Bump tries to get into the mix, and they do trade out Tappa. Devo is able to get one back, and now Bump's back on their heels again, floating in the air while their anchor is out in the water. Not a great place to be, but at least you're safe for a moment. FaZe have been winning their fights, and Jackal, Devo, and Tappa have been winning theirs. I'm not sure it's because we're missing a few or if it's just 14 teams on Rebirth, but it feels like a much slower map than we're used to. With two less teams on the map, it's a little less chaotic at most of these major POIs. But finally, it's looking like FaZe is going to try to get into the mix here with UJC maybe swinging up to Industrial. But they're just biding their time because we're not exactly sure where the zone's going to pull. All we know is a little bit to the south.
Yeah, I think at least throughout Dock and Turbine, you can cover some space, keep pressure on it. But I love that what we're seeing with this roster is they feel comfortable not only playing to the front and keeping tabs on Industries, but it's also sending Youngsters and Prospect out towards the right-hand side of things to allow no one to wrap them. Ninjas in Pajamas, we first checked in with them in shambles, right? We've moved out of prison. We're now playing from basically grandma's, and maybe we can find some kills. It's not the 10 we typically see in Havens, but we're still alive, so that's better.
And you do see Vision, by the way, on top of the tower at the top of HQ.
Oh, Vitality.
And he's actually finding a few kills from up there, which is nice. Vitality finally getting pushed, and it is the boys. Again, now the boys didn't land here at the boat outside of control, but at dock, they didn't move this way when they noticed the boat was uninhabited. They said, let's regain there, and then they saw a piece of, I think it was Blast, who got cut down.
Oh, just caught plating. Why did you finish your plating before you peek? I mean, right? Yeah, dude, you're sprinting, running up to the next floor, and you're not in the plating animation. It's not very professional. Oh, they got wiped. No more skull face.
And you're out of here. The first team on Rebirth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Vitality going down there after being uncontested at drop spot. It feels like they got kind of lulled into a false sense of security, and the boys just full sent, and they just won their ones and a little bit of bad timing. Vitality out, but Tappa in, trying to look for a couple early kills. Isn't able to win against Clap, which means UJC getting a couple more added to their tally as they just hunt the edge of the map. Their anchor is just on the outside, or inside actually, I believe, of Water Tower. I want to say
Ooh, almost.
He might be just on top of Water Tower. We'll take a look at him in a second as Shackle's dancing and kind of gets styled on by Bombot.
Hey, look, it's going to happen. We've seen him go crazy in some of those 1v1 individual fights as Devo trying to get back into the water. You have Team Bump across the way as well as squad number 10 for ISO. They could look this way, but for now, I think you're going to be okay on the reset. Tappa, though, might not be so hot over here by himself.
Tappa was a little bit hot, unfortunately. Now very cold as he's going to be waiting to respawn in. They've got a lot of kills, though, which is good news because they've had some pretty solid maps thus far. They were top 5 back-to-back maps on Havens Hollow, and they've been hunting for kills. They're playing out of bio, but now they're in kind of a regain blender. Not sure where to go.
So last game I'm going to spectate. I'm starting to get a little bit bored of this.
Like I said, this next Zoten will definitely dictate a lot. A couple teams we haven't seen too much. There's SAUL. We were kind of hyping them up.
There's Knight in the water.
They've been playing out of Factory and have been trading kills back and forth with a couple other teams. It's the first glance we've seen at them, but we'll check back in later.
All right, Clumsy finds a big one on Zepti elsewhere, so that's another member of SAUL not in the water, getting active. For Ninjas in Pajamas, we have all 3 up on the map for now. And allegedly, we're working on those kills here. Oh, let's hit the push. They're on the second story. You've got the footprints. You hear them. But Jackal, Devo, and Tappa are still going through it, especially towards FaZe.
Going through it or making FaZe go through it. FaZe does have their anchor still on the map. Out
oh my god, look at the stack on this
doing a good job of
Factory.
stretching from Turbine, getting kills, finally getting cut down. They're going to restabilize and play for new zone. This next zone's about to pop in just a moment. This is going to dictate a lot. This is going to force a lot of early fights. SAUL decide to take it before the zone moves, and Clumsy's going to win that one. It's a big kill on Decky to force Geeke out into the boat outside of the Factory side of the map.
All right, well, SAUL, they're still getting mixy down here. Clumsy, Knight, Raul working together, covering different angles, but on the stairway they go. Try to bait him in.
Oh, did you have your AR out?
Rip the plates, and Clumsy's here to try to do the rest of the damage, but one by one they show up, and one by one they fall.
Yeah, that's honestly a bummer fight. They were so prepared for Geeke that they didn't know what angle Zepti, Tapulator, and Hixers would come in from. Get caught unaware and just put in a blender. Knight is out in the water. I believe it's still Knight. So SAUL is not full out of this lobby yet. We only have one team out of here, and Sukra is just trying his best. I'm going to be honest.
I'm not going to lie. This is why I don't like bodies of water. You don't know what's lying beneath, and even though Sukra tries to take out Taj, it's not going to happen. GD, go to Dave. Elsewhere is going to fall to J-Tech, so a couple of teams still in the flux over here on that harbor side of things. But as this circle keeps on smashing in, the boys seeking to get involved still.
The boys have control of, that is Sukra, Elolam, and Jazzy. They still have control of control. And Prison does look like FaZe, by the way, have rotated into the bottom of Prison, and they've actually wiped that bump team that's Hezzy and Slayer, who we just saw get wiped in the kill feed. We'll check on FaZe in a little bit as Geeke has restabilized in Factory. They've got an anchor out in boat. Should clump back up together again in just a moment as T-Killer and Netod is coming in from Kim.
Downstairs we go, looking for angles. You're talking about Team Neto out in the distance. Geeke, you've got S8UL's Knight out onto the right.
There's FaZe.
Finishing him off, yep. UCJ there in prison. FaZe as well. This is exactly what Unrational doesn't want, but I'll take that clap push all day. You're literally listening to where Unrational is in that window, and clap just full sends from the low ground.
Yeah, that looked like a fight Clap shouldn't have won, and he was able to get it. It's a nice win from UJC. Again, reminder, UJC were a top 5 team in map 1, and they get wiped immediately in map 2. I think they put up like 2 points, so desperately needed a big map, and Clap already has 9 by himself.
Yeah.
They've been farming mid-map, you know, taking that up. He was like, can you have a good game from this mid-map prison drop? They're landing out here at Showers. They're working their way with their anchor at Water Tower. That's Unrational, and it's working fantastic for them. While, by the way, we swing over to S8UL. What have they done? Regained from the water, rotated back into Factory, and full wipe a squad. Very well done from the S8UL roster to regain, restabilize, and play for a better map.
Well, keep it moving. S8UL still have to keep that action, put those numbers on the board. I mean, they came into this in 3rd place with over 40 points. They're still comfy on the leaderboard. We want to extend upon that because going into our next series, you're going to have to be solid on Havens and Rebirth and sticking together.
Oh, he's coming out of the water right now.
But they're really close, so if something does happen, one is right there to make a trade.
They're playing together as a unit as the Resurgence timer closes.
Oh, Zepti.
No need for an anchor now. Finding a fish in the barrel, literally. Showstopper. Unfortunately for Ninjas in Pajamas, at least they're not down in 13th, I suppose, but...
Still not a multi.
Yeah, still
it's
no
still
multi.
a 1x. Wait, can we get a 1-2? Can we buy one, right? We do still have one member of Ninjas in Pajamas in the water, and S8UL is looking to keep on that pressure to Geeke. Stukex runs out the back doors, trying to stim for his life as the remaining players are on top of them. So we move right into the building, low ground with ease, and stabilize.
They got a long way to go. This zone has pulled it all the way up to the edge of Chemical.
They don't get a multi.
Yeah,
Ninjas do not get another multiplier, and I don't think they had as many kills as they do on Havens. So that bubble, they're gonna fall. I don't want Ninjas to be the AG Global of this lobby.
I know. I don't know where they're gonna line up on the leaderboard. You're right. I didn't see how many kills they had. I don't think it was a ton. Falling at 11 is a huge bummer. Now for the rest of these teams, they've got their 1.2. They desperately want a 1.4.
Why'd you click away from that?
S8UL.
Oh.
And they kind of bounce off.
I was about to go down right there.
They just split and go different directions. Don't even take the fight. As FaZe has moved up, like we said, to prison, but they haven't moved all the way over to Water Tower yet. So they're gonna have to play through this outside courtyard of prison with a couple munis, maybe a couple stems, could help them to kind of come in late.
Oh,
but
no.
Thomas is here. Now Blayton is able to try to find a few stems on the ground and unfortunately loses his life because he got a little too greedy. Didn't know all of FaZe hadn't been wiped yet. As you see, go to Dave and the crew.
4-hood out.
Get taken out. That is 10th place as UCJ lost their position in mid and they try to rotate out far. And there's a guy on the ground. There's a guy on the ground.
What are we doing? Oh,
What
brother.
in the world?
J-Tech is like literally playing dead there, and we're tap dancing on his grave.
I think they were so worried about being in the zone for this long and looking for stems and rotating in late. They just missed the self-revive on the ground. Now, Unrational's hunting for any stem he can get his hands on because he wants top 5 and he gets it. Able to stay alive just long enough as S8UL get wiped by the zone, it looks like.
Oh, not a water circle.
Chaos as our zone has pulled out into the water. This is going to be a wacky final fight.
This team right here, when Reflection said, how are they going to do on Rebirth? Well, let me tell you, they have 24 kills right now, Ghost.
Top 5 again, by the way, so don't count out this roster. That's top 5, 3 maps in a row. Havens, Rebirth, doesn't matter. They're doing fantastic playing out of bio to start things off. Now, Geeke has been through hell and high water to stay alive, but this is technically where, or at least a little bit further north from where they dropped. Now, Decky's lost 2 of his teammates in his last block for his team. UCJ have made it to a top 5 position again. And again, reminder, Clap is out, but had at least 9 kills the last time we checked in with them.
And they're split, right? J-Tech on 7, you've got Unrational holding your back, so 10 kills between the two. And with that kind of circle pop, we still have to move behind us. At least Unrational is laying the line there, and Decky gets in.
Yeah,
does not get caught out by Unrational or J-Tech, makes the rotation. And we still have a full team of 3, Jackal, Diva, and Tappa on the other side.
Yeah, and Decky gets sniffed out as the boys pick up another freebie, but this is signal flare to get a third party in, and where's the fourth party? UCJ coming in, playing aggressive because they want the third, but the fourth comes in, and it's Jackal and Devo perfectly timed to wipe out all of the teams left in the lobby.
Where's
except for one single remaining member of UCJ. Very well done. IGL call from this Devo, Tappa, and Jackal roster. They go top 5. They go top 5.
That JTech guy.
With all three alive. Unbelievable job as Devo picks up his 12th.
That's cool. Alright, GG's, man. I don't know if this is going to get copyright struck or what, but if anyone watching, thanks for watching. King Tut, what's up? Bucky Larson, Demon, Meta Knight, Mike, Azen, Texas, I believe Texas, Super 6. Thanks y'all for tapping in. I'll probably play tonight. Just too tired right now. I need to get a nap. GG's.
Excuse me. Do you happen to have any cream? But of course.
You're tuned in to CREAM radio. Clips rule everything around me, and in Verdansk, that includes your life.
Yo, I just got tomahawked out of chopper.
Yeah, that's airspace violation.
Bro, you seat swap mid-flight.
No loadout, no mercy. CREAM radio. If you hear rotors, it's already over.
This guy's on the roof. You wanna play?